Let's go! Yo! This is a message to all believers. We're not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Yo! Listen. Living in a time where evil's staring in your face. Yeah. Problems, situations, tragedies are commonplace. Persecution running rampant, it makes you wanna lose your faith, yeah. But please don't be discouraged, just remember he's the way, yeah. Let your light shine, so that men may see the life that lives in me. Gave us son so the world would see. It's in him we should believe. Everybody shout! Screaming from the mountain, even in the valley low. Oh, I'm not ashamed. Can't keep it a secret. Gotta let the whole world know. Listen. I get so excited at the mention of his name. There's no way that I can hide it. It's written all over my face. To tell me who else would love me after all the wrong I've done. So don't expect me to keep quiet. I'm about to lose control. So let your light shine, so that men may see the lifeline that lives in me. Gave his son so the world would see. It's in him. Hey, we should be screaming from the mountain, even in the valley low. I'm not ashamed. So I can't keep it a secret. Gotta let the whole world know. Everybody shout it with me. Screaming from the mountain, even in the valley low. I'm not ashamed. So I can't keep it a secret. Gotta let the whole world know. Said I gotta tell it. Say tell it. Said he's the King of kings and the Lord of lords. Say tell it. Say tell it. Prince of peace, ruler of everything. Said no more weeping, no more crying. Said it gave me the victory. I'll tell the world this joy I have, the world didn't give it. This joy I have, so the world can't take it away. Say tell it, say tell it. If the Lord's been good to you, you gotta lift your hands, you gotta lift your voice. Tell the world how he brought you through. Say that I'm not ashamed. Jump up and get down. Jump up and get down. Tell somebody, tell everybody, we're not ashamed. We out.
Zeke did that beat. Zeke did that beat.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all, we are live. Hold on. Gotta let that beat ride for a minute. Good morning, y'all. What's up, y'all? Welcome. You're locked in with Zeke live in the morning. Great way to start your day. Here we are on March the 17th, Monday, March the 17th, St. Patty's Day. That's a big deal here in Chicago. If you're not from Chicago, you probably don't even understand what St. Patrick's Day actually is. Y'all probably know what it is, but you've probably never seen St. Patrick's Day if you have not seen the city of Chicago. I'm telling you right now, there are a bunch of people who are drunk at this exact moment. St. Patrick's Day in Chicago is a whole nother thing. It's a whole nother vibe, a whole nother space. Like you won't even believe it. You just got to be here. It's just one of them things you just got to experience for yourself. But as y'all probably know, yesterday I went live in the morning. Yesterday I woke up like out of my sleep. I was so exhausted. I woke up, I jumped on the live because I thought that yesterday was today, and apparently it was not. Today is today, and yesterday was yesterday. So today is Monday, yesterday was Sunday, and I was on live. So for those of y'all that saw that, yes, I was wearing this sweatshirt and hat because this is what I was planning on wearing because it's St. Patrick's Day. I don't know if y'all got like we had where they used to say if you don't wear green on St. Patrick's Day you get pinched. But shout out to everybody that's here with us. I want to say some shout outs real quick. Shout out to Abronia who's with us. She's always with us. Brony Cat. Hey. Yeah, they celebrated St. Patrick's Day on Saturday. So they did the river. They did all that, and the city was lit. I had to go to a training on Saturday, and like it was already traffic and people were already out. And I'm talking about being out at what time? Our training started at 9, and people was already like on the road, ready to move. It was crazy work. So there are those who will celebrate the actual day, which is today. And I'm telling you right now, it's somebody right now who is sitting up drunk out of their mind. So there is that. Yo, what's up, everybody? I gotta say what's up to Dr. Robert Marshall, Dr. Robert H. Marshall Jr. That is my friend, my colleague, my homie, my brother. I call him Red. What's up, Red? Good to see you this morning. Y'all, this guy's gonna be on with us. This man will be on with us in the near future, the very near future, to talk about some stuff that he's got going on. He's always got some amazing stuff going on, so we're gonna talk with him. Yeah. So y'all know what it is. It is, like I said, Zeke Live in the morning. You are locked in. This is a great way to start your day. Y'all see I'm playing with taglines. So let's see what that sounds like. You're locked in with Zeke Live in the morning. With a great way to start your day. I ain't got no radio voice. I'm just Zeke. So, hey, what's up? So y'all know how we do this. I always have, as always, with my wonderful co-host, the incomparable Eric Rideout. But before I bring Eric Rideout on, we got to do it the right way. Let that beat ride. Here it goes. Cause y'all know he come on with the glasses. Y'all know he gonna throw them glasses on at some point. Y'all know. He gonna have them glasses on. We got the what is this? He got the fly glasses. Let's get Eric on the stage and see what glasses he got on today. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, if I can find my thing. There we go. All right, let's get him on. Here we go. Y'all give it up for the one and only Eric Rideout.
What's going on, man?
What's cracking, brother?
Hey, it was one of the mornings today, right?
Gee. At least it's actually Monday though, because yesterday getting up and getting on live, that was crazy work, bro. Like I got up yesterday morning.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't even get the notification. I was knocked out.
You said you ain't know what?
I didn't even get the notification that you did that. I was
Really?
I was out of here.
Yeah. No, brother.
I got up and I thought it was funny.
I got up and I was going into the thing. I'm like, it's Monday, y'all know the weekend. Let's get into some stuff that happened on the weekend. And as I was saying it, I was like, I don't remember what happened at church yesterday. Like, as I was saying it in my head, what happened on the weekend, I'm like, I don't remember what happened at church. And then like I look at my text because I was just going through like to see like what did we do at church yesterday, you know. And then I see a text from my wife like, babe, I'm confused. Isn't today Sunday? I'm like, what? And she had tried to open the door and tell me I didn't hear her because I'm dazed and confused. And then finally I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I was like, oh my God. Can y'all believe my goofy self? So yeah, I had a dumb moment. I thought I overslept through the thing. It was like after 8 o'clock when I woke up. So I thought I overslept.
No, you was in the right, it was just the wrong day.
Wrong day.
But that shows the people your dedication, right?
That's true. I'll take that. It was definitely showing
dedication.
Definitely showing the dedication. Yeah.
This St. Patrick's Day thing is crazy. It's crazy work out here. I'm looking at how they dyed the river green as normal.
At the who? You got a way to turn your mic up just a little bit.
There we go. What about
there.
I said I noticed how they dyed, like I was cracking up when I saw it. I was showing a friend of mine. Chicago area, Northwest Indiana, all of it, because out here everybody's in green. And I told them how the Chicago area, how they dye the river. That green,
yeah.
It's serious.
Yeah. You know what's crazy?
Really take that crazy.
They take it serious. Bro, I didn't realize how serious it was until I started Lyft driving. So I don't do that no more. I don't Lyft drive no more. But back in the day when I used to Lyft drive, Uber, Lyft, all that. So I used to do that, and I would get up in the morning and do the rush hour game. And on March 17th, I've never seen so many drunk white folks get in a car, like before 8 a.m. Like who's up that early drinking? Hardcore drinking. I mean, I'm talking drunk.
Right. Everybody knows it's bloodshot red.
Like for real. It was like I'd never seen that. Because in the black community, St. Patrick's Day is maybe you throw on some green and maybe go to a club or something.
For us, I think it's just the fact Negroes get to pinch you real hard. That's the thing they look forward to just squeezing and turning the mess out of you.
Exactly.
That's the highlight of St. Patrick's Day. You don't care nothing about no green. It's the fact that, this dude ain't got no green on him. They, in high school, they used to light you up with that. Middle school.
Like for real.
Come home bruises and skin bent all out of shape. Oh, man, how was everybody's weekend?
Yeah, how was y'all's weekend? Let's give some shout outs real quick. I think this is Bianca right here, BS Spice. She said Grand Rising. Shout out to Bianca by Anchor. They say they can barely hear you a little bit. Let's see here. They said they can't. It might be
I know it is. It's me. I just had it turned down. It ain't had nothing to do with it. It was my fault.
Got you.
I wasn't trying to be too loud. I know my neighbors. This dude in the morning be just rumbling around. I'm on the third floor too. and I walk hard, so I know already. It's kind of like a ruckus every morning.
Well, tell them they got to tune in.
They got to get used to it.
Tell them they got to tune in to Zeke Live in the morning because it's a great way to start your day. Bro.
How was the weekend for you?
It was pretty good. Besides that, I had a training. So I had a 3-day training. That's why I had to kind of jump off of here early, on Thursday and Friday. And then on Saturday, I had it. That's with Live Free Illinois. And so next week, I'll have a bunch of people from Live Free that are on multiple days. Because next week, we've been talking about it. We're going to do a mental health and trauma and advocacy around those things. So we're going to talk about a lot of that on next week, and so we're gonna have a bunch of really cool people on here. I'm getting some confirmations and stuff, all of that. So because I think that's a subject matter that people need to know about and talk about, and that we need to keep in the forefront so that we can heal and get better and grow. So next week we're gonna dedicate the show to that for the whole week. So definitely, people, y'all want to tell your friends about that, tell your family about that. Even my mama is coming on next week. Yeah, my mama will be here next weekend. Yeah. So yeah. She's a mental health licensed clinical counselor in the mental health field. So she's been diagnosing me my whole life. So there we go. So she'll get on here and diagnose everybody.
I know I probably should have went when I was.
Oh, look, Brody Cat gave me a good intro. Welcome to Zeke Live in the Morning with Eric Rideout and Richard B. Rich Holmes. There you go. Well, a great way to start your day. That's y'all got to tell the people, let them know. So, E, how was your weekend?
Podcast, everybody. Please share this live.
Yeah, share this live cast. We have a good time over here in the morning time. And it only goes till 10 o'clock. You know what's crazy? Like, waking up in the morning, I'm always like, But by the time we get done, I have my coffee and we done talked to our guests and everything. By the time we've done all of that, I'm very, awake and wishing it could go longer,
Speaking of, I gotta go get my coffee in a few minutes.
Nah,
Once we do a break or something.
Got mine right here. Right here.
That what you call the thing? They make the coffee in the morning.
What, that Keurig machine?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a Keurig?
It's one right in there.
You know what? I need to get a Keurig. I'm old school. I like the drip coffee. Like, I like just the regular where you pour it in the cup. Like, I prefer that.
See, me, I don't have the patience for that.
Really? It don't take that much longer,
I just feel like as long as that drip happening, I just take the whole thing and dump it. Let me tell you, I get upset easily and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I was gonna make some bacon the other day, and I put a few strips on this pan, and I'm like, I'm gonna bake this in the oven. It felt like the oven was taking too long. I just balled it all up. I'm like, forget it. I don't even need it.
But you know what's crazy though? The oven, it don't take that long. Like, to heat food in the oven, like, before they had microwaves, they would just put it in the oven, and it make the food taste so much better.
Oh, wait a minute, Zeke. We got some special guests. We got Tara Jones.
There goes Tara Jones, or as we call over here, Tara Jones.
Yeah, Tara. That's Tara Jones. And we got Desiree D from Toronto, Canada. She is one of the most amazing musicians. She just did NAMM, had her own set at NAMM.
Oh, snap.
When I say she's known, she's a Canadian celebrity. So
come on, Desiree.
That's my girl.
Good morning to you, Desiree. Thank you for tuning in with Zeke Live in the Morning. We appreciate you. All the way across the other country of Canada. Like, or as Donald Trump will call it, the 51st state. Like, this dude.
He's so stupid. And and for those of you that don't know, we talk about Tara and all the time. Tara is one of the most amazing singers that you will ever come across. She's going to be a guest for him. Matter of fact, Desiree,
I think we got a date for her, don't we?
We do. We got a date for her.
This is what I was trying to tag right here. She said, we do not claim Trump.
Yeah,
neither do we. Like, neither do some of us.
Her company going to turn the lights. Her country going to turn the lights off.
I know. We scared of y'all, Desiree. Just don't cut them off on my house. Like, I need my lights.
And matter of fact, Zeke, Desiree is flying up here for the show we're doing in May. So she'll be here. So
word. Oh, at the household?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got to get her in there. Yeah, Desiree, you got to hang out.
Yeah, because you're a jazz musician. And also, everybody, please share this. Desiree, you share it too. Tara, you share it too. Tara, you share it too. Yeah, this weekend was crazy, and we see you guys joining, keep sharing. And Tara and Desiree will soon be guests on you. Tara is coming up.
Yeah, I forget the day. I know you sent me a list of dates and all that stuff. Let me give some shout outs to my big brother Eric Rideout over here. This man, I said we need some guests and stuff, and this man went and like started getting people and stuff. I was like, whoa, you got him, you got her. When I say we got guests that's coming on this show and people of esteem, people who have good information, good stories, good knowledge, they come from multiple backgrounds. That's why I say this is a great way to start your day, because you never know what you'll get out of some of these people. These are very successful people in their own rights. And so, it's always nice to have people who have made it to levels that we aspire to get to, or have stories that are similar to ours, and maybe we can, like even the Bible says they overcame them by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. So people are getting on here giving their good testimony, what they do and all that. So Eric, shout out to you because you are killing it.
You know what? When you said that, I looked and said, "Oh, who are we talking about now?" He's talking about me.
Let's talk about you.
I wasn't paying. Look, we have so many people lined up to come on here. And let me tell all of you that's watching, please share this. Put hearts too. Keep it snag. But we have thousands of replays and views on our stuff. And so this, like when Tara comes on, she's going to leave here with us talking to her. And by the end of the day, she may have 20,000 some people have seen what she's doing. So this is a great place to come, share, talk, and help somebody in this, get their mornings going.
Yeah.
That's great. You too. Your jazz, great. Matter of fact, Zeke, she just redid some stuff the other week. Is there any way you can turn your volume some? Your mic ain't sweet. Well, just because of that, I'm going to turn it way down. Hold on a minute. See, the thing is, I have a sore throat, and I'm trying not to talk really loud. But just for you, I'll move up. Morning cat. But
well, y'all know we still working it out too, so we got the,
Plus, I don't have my mic on today, so.
Well then that helps.
There we go. So I'll move up a little bit more. But no, we have a lot coming up, man, and we want you guys to keep sharing this and pushing it out, because your support is making this be what it is. And like Zeke said, the lineup of celebrities we have coming on, the opportunities that's being given to us to become an actual radio show and some other stuff. So man, you're on the groundwork of something crazy.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, I didn't talk about everything but what you asked. My weekend was good. I laid on my couch, played my PlayStation. I had a few meetings. Matter of fact, I have a Stellar Award meeting today. And man, we can
light flex. There's a light flex.
Light, very light. The big ones are coming. Pause.
That's what she said.
That's and she said focus. I am trying to focus. I can't. It's hard to focus. April 3rd. Tara's here April 3rd.
Got it. Tara Jones is with us on April the 3rd. Oh, there it is right there. Yep. April 3rd. She'll be with us April 3rd. So that's only a couple weeks from now, y'all. So, and in between then, we've got other people. Matter of fact, I believe we got a special guest today, don't we?
Oh, yeah. We have our special guest today, which is pastor, recording artist, Jeremy Sanders out of Houston. Dude is an amazing songwriter. He and his wife, Shamika, started a church in Houston, and it's growing, and it's, man, they can, it's just a talented church, man. Jeremy is an amazing songwriter, singer. Dude kind of puts you in the mind of Fred when he sings.
I know, right? Yeah. He kind of got one of those, like, that 90s kind of vibe. Matter of fact, his song, so I've been playing his song. I played a song this morning in the pre-show, in the intro side, so that was pretty cool. Yeah. This got like that 90s vibe.
Yeah, he said that was the point. And then, as you can tell, he was a commission fan because he put that "Tell It, Let Me Tell It" at the end. And all that. And then the beginning, he started off the song with him. If you watch the video, it's him and two other guys. So they're doing like a group harmony thing at the beginning. Then the singers come in, then they switch back to him at the end with the guys. It's crazy. And who in the comments? Oh, wait, that's a good comment. Desiree, thank you. He's a real. Appreciate it. That's my mother, everybody.
There's your mama right there. You got to show love to mama.
Zeke's mom tunes in, and so does.
That's what I told him. Is my mama on there? I didn't see my mama.
No, not yet, but she'll be here.
Oh, you talking about as a guest? Oh, I thought. I was like, I see your mama on here.
And somebody said they couldn't connect from my page. Let me redo this. Hold on a second.
Cool. Well, while Eric is looking that up, y'all know how we do it. Before we bring our guest, when he arrives, we're going to go through some cool stuff here. We're going to go through some cool stuff.
Yeah. I forgot. What time was he supposed to arrive?
Whatever time he wants to.
Let me text him. Hold on, everybody. I just sent this man the wrong. I just sent him off. He may never have made it. Hold on a minute. Hey, James Brown ain't coming up today. What's up?
Oh man, we ain't got no James Brown appearances today.
He's right here, but he won't.
Oh man,
Let's see.
poor James Brown. Y'all know StreamYard be StreamYarding.
Man, it's doing it today. It's
Man.
doing some awful stuff to me today. That's
Well,
crazy.
while you doing that, I am going to pull this up. Let me see. Where's the I got some hot takes today. Uh-oh. I lost Eric. There he goes. Oh, there's James Brown. He makes an appearance every morning. We got to shout out to James Brown. Rest in peace, James Brown. Glad you could visit us today. And check out these hot takes. So, Eric, check this out. I got these hot takes that I want to show off. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I can find them, because you're going to get a kick out of a couple of these. All right, here it goes. All right, people, check this out right here. Here we go. Here's the first one. Let's see here. Hot takes. Tell me what you think about this, y'all. Tell me what you think. This is...
We were posing for a picture.
Look at her face. Oh no, I gotta do that one more time, because I swear this is something I would do to my wife. I swear, y'all.
I
I
thought
swear.
we were posing for a picture.
I would definitely do that.
With no hesitation. I would. This is so petty. Bruh. I'm just saying, is that would you ever do that to a female? Would you?
I would do that to anybody. I'll do it to myself.
I know you. I would definitely do that, like, to a younger sibling. I showed my wife this. I was like, just watch your back. If I start trying to take a picture in the hallway, just watch your back. I'm on it.
Let me tell you, that to me is funny. Just like I thought about something the other day, and I think I did this before. I don't know if it was back at BRL. I think I scared them waiting in the bushes with a werewolf mask.
What?
I did that. I had a werewolf mask, man. I got in them bushes, and I scared the crap out of the people diving out the bushes in the middle of the night out there in the city. To me, that kind of stuff is hilarious.
Crazy work.
Oh, Desiree, you are coming to Chicago. I'm definitely gonna scare you one of them days you here.
Heck yeah.
Now, Zeke,
Huh?
I just sent you something. I'm coming back on. I just sent your phone something to you and Rich in the group text. Hold on, it's coming through.
I
Tell me
bet.
Tell me if you've seen this before.
Bet.
And you may have to, you go laugh at it. I'm telling you now, you go laugh.
I'm about to put another one on the screen. Watch this one right here. This one, when I saw this, I died laughing. Hold on. So I died laughing at this one. Watch this right here.
Since when is sherbet spelled like that?
All right, you're done. Get out of here.
Double check that.
I did. What the is happening?
It's so random.
Where'd they get the vision from?
Oh, hold on. Wait. Let me see.
Since when is sherbet spelled like that?
All right, you're done. Get out of here.
Double check that.
I did.
Oh,
What the is happening?
I seen this one you showed me. I seen this one you took me.
That right
I'm gonna have
there.
to play this. I'm gonna have to play this tomorrow. I have to load it up tomorrow so y'all can see this
That
one, because the
thing-
one you just sent is hilarious.
That thing had me laughing for about a week.
I love couples that are just like, just happy. All right, Eric, this one right here is gonna be hilarious, because I'm gonna play this one tomorrow that you sent so I can get it loaded up. Hold on, but watch this one right here, Eric. You gonna crack up on this one. You gonna definitely see this one. Here you go. I might have to mute my mic over this. Who did that? Like, why do people just find stuff to do, bro?
Oh my
So,
god.
for those of y'all that didn't really see what happened at the beginning, so they plugged in like some extra voltage, like to throw extra voltage into the Tickle Me Elmo toy. You know, like that. I gotta see that one more time. That scream at the end, like, bruh. This made me want to go get a Tickle Me Elmo just to do this. Just to do this. That
Holler is crazy.
that scream, that holler, my God, brother, that that thing will haunt me for the rest of the week. Hey,
That's terrible the way he hollered, though. I feel kind of bad. Like it hurt.
They must say, "Oh!"
I'm looking at these comments.
Woo!
Oh, Desiree said, I dare you to try it to scare you. Oh, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Bianca said she could picture the stank eye. She could picture the stank eye that my wife gave when I said that I was going to keep her back. I'm not even worried because she's going to forget. Like, it's going to catch her off guard. Like, I can tell her that I'm going to do it and I can still do it.
And see, they have a camera recorded when you do it.
Absolutely. What?
I would love. Like, I'm laughing at these new videos out now. I don't know if you've seen it. When this guy goes up to people and give them a random message. Have you seen it? He walked by somebody on the street to give him a random note and they say something like, I'm about to rob this bank in 15 minutes. I suggest you leave. And he keep walking. He give people random messages in the people's faces. Dude.
Oh, that remind me of like the ones that's like they get the Muslim dudes like in the full outfit and they come in with a book bag and just throw it like into a group of people and run.
We should do that.
You gotta do it in the right neighborhood though, because neighborhoods I work in, boy, they don't
like this.
They ain't going. Like, they coming up on you. Like,
that's all you gonna see is we do that out in the city.
One more hot take real quick. I saw something you posted. Go ahead. Was you gonna say something?
No. I can hold it.
Well, one more hot take. That's what she said. One more hot take. Oh, Monday morning. We are immature over here. One more hot take. I saw you posted this yesterday. I had to make sure to give a happy birthday to your father. I saw you posted that to your father. Elder Jr. Ride Out.
Oh, yeah. Happy 82nd.
Man, that is wow. 82 years old. Shout out to Elder Junior Ride Out.
Hey, let me tell you something about my father. This dude can sing too.
Well, yeah. You always tell us the stories, man.
He was a vocal monster. He used to sing. And my father used to sing in quartet. And his opening act was Shirley Caesar and the Williams Brothers and people like that. They was
Dang.
So yeah, happy shout out to my father for his birthday.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday. I said, well, we got to give the family credit. We got to give.
But on this picture, he looked like he's sneaky, like he up to something. Like something about to happen.
So now we see where you get it from, right?
Yeah,
like this.
Like he on this picture, like, I know something you don't know. That's the,
Not you roasting your own dad a day after his birthday.
Look at him. He look like he got something, like he got a smirk. Like, yeah, these niggas.
I will not partake in roasting your father. I will not.
But yeah, happy birthday, Dad. Appreciate it.
Shout out, happy birthday to Elder Junior Ride Out. Y'all, it is an amazing day. It's an amazing day. We are, as y'all see, just happy at life. Like, you know, so if you ever have anything that y'all want us to show up on the screen, Eric sent me something that I can't get it up there right now, but I'm going to show y'all tomorrow. Like, for hot takes, y'all know, go ahead and share, you know, like just send it to one of us. We're setting up a whole email and all that stuff. I have not done that yet. where you can send like some suggestions and we'll put them up on the screen. Show us what you're laughing at. I think it's good to like start a day with laughter. You know what I mean? I really do. Like so many people get up and start their day with like drama and fights and all that kind of stuff. And I just
anybody want to do that every day.
Yeah. There's so much of that on Facebook. It's just
and then because the country is serious enough as it is right now with these. But shout out to Canada. Y'all showed them a little something the other week, and dude was like, "I'm gonna tax y'all," and it was like, "Oh, you are." And they sent that good old threat. And he was like, "You know what? We're not gonna tax Canada right now. I bet you not."
Mm-mm.
Canada was like, it's about to be mighty dark in the U.S.
You know, that's something I didn't even know was a thing. I didn't even know that. I didn't find that out
Detroit,
until after the fact.
They got Detroit, I think, Kentucky. They got like a few states. Actually, it's 30 states will be impacted.
Yeah.
If Canada decides that, y'all go hit that like button on the wall, turn that switch off, we done.
Yeah, that's crazy. I did not even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
I did not know. So now I know something. I've learned something new.
That's why America needs to calm down. Because these other countries, we have several landlords.
It's true.
China, all that money. Yeah, and he threatens people that have no fear. These countries that aren't afraid. You know, I can't say what they probably be saying when he's threatening them, but you know what they're thinking. Everybody remember what the president of Mexico said when he said, "Y'all go build a wall." You remember what the president of Mexico said?
Was that Vicente Fox, the last one, the last president, the first term?
His four-letter word started off with "you." That's what he said. President Trump. He said, "We ain't doing nothing," and they never
it didn't quite go down the way they thought it was gonna go down. That's the crazy thing, though. I got like a thing somewhere. I got a graphic somewhere that shows a bunch of, and without even making it all political and stuff, it's just what it is, I seen a bunch of things that he basically, said he would do, or the different not tax fraud, but well, I guess that wasn't it. But like, just all these different things. It was like a reasons not to trust him, and some people still do, and so that is what it is. Because here we are. A majority of Americans put him in office, so here we are. America. I heard somebody say, "You said what?"
Thanks, America.
Thanks, America. Good job. Excellent. Yay, you get a jacket. We've got T-shirts. Guys, guys, awesome.
now they sitting back and they feel it.
Yeah, I thought was crazy, like the farmers, for instance, right? You got farmers who voted overwhelmingly for him, and then the tariffs come in and they start cutting certain welfare programs and things, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know I was a welfare recipient," or "Oh, I didn't." These tariffs, like, we export most of our stuff to other countries, and so there's a export tax. And then, do you know who pays the tariff? It's the exporter. It's the one who's sending it out that pays the tax. It ain't the country that's paying the tax on it. It's the person that's shipping it out, which means they getting hit for it, so they have to charge the people that they're selling it to.
Those are people who did no background, they did no research, they just did it because of
feelings. It's always the loudest guy in the room. The loudest guy in the room is able to, get people on their side. That's what it boils down to. We talked about that in our training. I got to give a shout out to Sophia Rivers. What's up, girl?
Sophia, never heard of her. Now, people, Sophia Rivers is in Indianapolis, and if you live in the Indianapolis area, go to her. She owns her own salon out there. She's Brazilian, and that's the name of her place. And so, Sophia, we got to have you come on, and also she's in 2 movies that just came out.
Yeah, well, there we go.
She's in the acting bag right now. So
we had to get Sophia on.
Actress Sophia, never heard of River. No,
we had a good time down in Indianapolis. We was down there.
Oh, she looked cool and everything.
Look at that. There's her information. I'm gonna put that on the screen for you. We give shout outs around here. Speaking of shout outs,
and you cash out me for that.
right.
Wait, as she talking, thanks. It said cash out request from. No, you don't have to pay this.
Hey, I can talk about this. All right. That's what you got to do. You got to start strong arming people. You be like, "Hey, I can talk about this."
I can talk about this for the right amount.
If you for the right amount, I'll talk about this.
For the wrong amount, you get
Speaking
no.
of that, we've got some sponsors. Of course, last week we had Mystery Melodies as our sponsor. So when Rich gets back on, we'll kind of talk because they had some stuff that was going on this weekend, and I saw some of the pictures. Looks like it was a good time. We just got a monthly sponsor, bro. We just got a sponsor for the month of April. Yeah. We just got somebody to sponsor the whole month of April. So, yeah. They're covering the cost of some of the stuff for the month of April for the stuff, the StreamYard and all that stuff. So we'll get that announced this week, even though that for the month of April, we're going to get them announced this week. So that is going to be a thing. But this week we got a show sponsor, True Hood Entertainment. He's not on with us this morning, but y'all see the pictures that I have on here? Yeah, Hood, man. He's the Hood. That's my Hood brother. He's Hood and his last name is Hood. That's Hood from the Hood. I love Hood. But he's here in Chicago. He does pictures and all that stuff like that. So
it's funny you mention him because I'm working on his cousin now.
Oh, Mark.
Mark,
Yeah.
When Mark did American Idol, was it?
Nah, The Voice, I think.
Voice, and he's now a character on Kevin
Churchy. Yeah.
Churchy.
Yeah.
He plays the son on there.
Tours with Kirk Franklin. He does they showed him a lot of love when they came to Chicago. So that was cool.
Okay, so we don't have our guest today. He mixed the days up.
Oh, snap.
But he said wait. Let me, before I say he did it, I'll be right back. Let me check something.
All good. While James Brown makes his appearance. So y'all might just be us today. It might just be us. It's all good. We got to give a shout out real quick to our girl, Rhonda on the Rocks. She is a faithful listener, supporter, and an awesome, amazing podcaster. So we want to definitely give her some love and shout her out because she is awesome.
You know what, Zeke? We're wrong.
You put the wrong date on the thing?
No. He's right. Because remember, we said Tuesdays and Thursdays would be the artist.
Oh, so what do we have them tomorrow?
We moving a day in advance.
Got you. Okay, so I got the all right, bet. So I got the wrong date. I done loaded up a whole show too, so it's all good. We have it ready for tomorrow. I got all kind of stuff from his church and everything. All kind of clips. It's gonna be a good time though. It's gonna be a good time. We did say we were gonna start off slow with the guests. We did say that much. I do know we did say that.
It's Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah, we did say we were gonna start off slow with guests so we can find our groove and our flow. That is true. All good, y'all. As y'all see, we are figuring it out as we go. What's the scripture? And they healed them as they went. They were healed as they went. Or if you're in the corporate world, they say we're building this plane as we fly it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So hey, we made a mistake.
It's all good. It's all good. We got plenty of stuff we can talk about. Like, listen, we got plenty of stuff.
Fact, congrats to our boy Dietrich Hatton on forming your new group this weekend. I heard
he did do that, didn't he? Yeah, he did an open call he said he wanted the best singers and stuff in LA.
And he got some. And shout out also to my people out in California, Anthelite Music, for their live recording this weekend.
I saw that. I saw some clips of that too. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot going on in Cali, ain't it?
Yeah. They rocked it out. Shout out to my Mervin Hammond, who comes on here every day. He should be on the minute. Mervin just did a concert down in Nashville, special guest in Nashville, and did his thing out there. Him and there was some other people on the show.
Folks are moving. I love it.
Yeah, people doing their thing.
Folks are doing their thing. I probably need to start getting the road again. I need to start performing again. I need to get my chops back up.
Get back on the stage.
Get back on the stage. I've stepped away from it for a while. I was trying to figure a lot of things out. I made a post yesterday and I said that I'm really enjoying doing, like this live show, for instance, because it's getting me back up. And I said anybody who knows me knows that's a big deal because I ain't been motivated for nothing in a while. Like, so this is a big deal,
Motivation is important. Even if it's your passion, you still have to be motivated.
Yeah.
Because I've had times when I'm like, you know what? This traveling and touring stuff, yeah, it's cool. I'm over it. Your screen is frozen, by the way. Your eyes are closed. You are 100% frozen, and you sound like a robot right now. Yeah, now we don't hear anything. Well, that was Zeke Locke, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you for joining us today on the thing. Look, everybody, we really appreciate your support every morning. Thank you guys, really, for your support and for coming on here with us in the morning. And already, people come in and out of this thing. We're at almost 70 views already. We're at 70 views already. 70 views already. Thank you all. And we've only been on for almost 45 minutes, and we have that many views. This show is going to get better and better and better. The things we have set up, the guests, the sponsorship, the graphics. I have a room that I'm having redone just for this thing because we believe in this. We are successful with LXW Radio. Shout out to Tiana McGee. And we love you, Tiana. We had to have you come on here too. And Benika Holyfield, we love you too. You two are part of what we started, and we got to keep the thing moving and got to keep it going. So y'all got to come on and be a part of this. You know, every faithful person gets up every single morning with us. We appreciate you all too. Those faithful people that get up at 7 o'clock, 7:30 in the morning to sit down and hear a bunch of guys talk about absolutely nothing. But somewhere in the midst of the conversation, it circles into something that makes sense. So we appreciate you all. Every day, please go back and just share this. Put hearts on it for us. Share it, put hearts on it for us. Because it keeps us in the algorithm and it makes people tune in. And like I said, there's no exaggeration. Every day, when we go back, our replays by the afternoons in the thousands. So we thank each one of you for making that happen. You know, we really do. And Zeke is back.
Yeah, it seems like. Can you hear me? Or am I frozen?
Oh, you good now. You just a little pixelated, but it's cool.
Really? The Wi-Fi is tripping. I got like a Wi-Fi bars over here, but my computer is showing full Wi-Fi, but on StreamYard it's showing 1 bar.
Yeah, and the StreamYard is dominating right now.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. So yeah, if y'all see me go in and out, it's just so it can keep going. You know.
Because you like this.
Really? Okay, I'm gonna turn my camera off so I don't look weird. Oh, I saw it. Yeah. Can you hear me though?
It is robotic.
Right.
We may have to log out and log back in. Yeah, because now you're absolutely sound like you're underwater robot. So you know, there we go. So Zeke will be back. And I hate that we don't have no music, so I have to play my own, right? That's ghetto. Oh, yeah, music's playing. Zeke. There it is. Just bring the music up a little bit. If you can hear me, Zeke. Okay. It come down a little bit. See, I'm just seeing if you can hear me. That was actually a trick. We'll see if you can hear me. But man, look. We want to encourage somebody with that, you know, and that's why we get up every day. You know, we push through our own personal issues to come live every day, just to have conversation. Yeah, we laugh and we play, but it's all out of concern for everybody. Some people wake up sad every morning. Some people wake up depressed every single day. Some people wake up with no kind of guidance, no kind of push up to do anything. Okay, try it again, Zeke. Come back in and do it. You might be all right.
How about now?
Now you sound great. Now turn on the camera. Let's see.
All right, let's see what happens. Here it goes. Here's the big test. Oh shoot! I was digging in my nose. I'm playing. I was like, come on the camera, like.
Wait, come. What if you would have came over with your finger in there?
Right, like.
If you would have thought it like this.
Like,
wait, then you would have put it in like this. So hey, good morning.
I don't know what just happened with the Wi-Fi. It was just being tripping. It was tripping. I do have to say this real quick though. I see Instagram comments because here's what's crazy. I could see everything. I could see and hear everything. Like on my side, it looks fine. Even on the app, it didn't even look like it was freezing up. So I don't know what that was about. But I got to give a shout out to DJ Red. I got to give a shout out to our friend Joshua. I got to give a shout out to my cousin Duzzy Daniel. They're all on Instagram right now. So I got to say what's up to them. Yeah.
What's up, Instagram? And Rhonda, I see you on YouTube. Nah, no sunglasses today only because I forgot. And I just don't feel like getting up together. But I am going to get some coffee. I'll be back. Go ahead, Zeke. What you about to say?
Well, I was about to say, I saw this comment you said, we're grateful that you found your motivation again, because we were kind of getting into that before I became an underwater robot, you know. It was, the show was taken over by James Brown and an underwater robot, and that was kind of crazy work. Yeah, there's James Brown. We know he likes to come in and out. But yeah. I was kind of getting into that conversation about, like, you know, just finding your motivation, and you were saying like how difficult it is sometimes to find that motivation. And I think, you know, maybe this is a good day to tell everybody to whatever you got going on, man. Like Eric was saying, like, you know, you do a show like this and you got to push past a lot of your own stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, we still work jobs. Like as soon as I leave here, I go into an office. As soon as Eric gets off, he's like on the phone, sometimes working while we're going. You know, there's a lot that's happening. It's so easy to lose your motivation or get discouraged or feel like people aren't watching or supporting or purchasing or whatever your job is, right? You know, and it's so difficult to just keep going. And I think that today I just want to, because it's Monday, we're in mid-March, and when you think about it, 10% of the year is already gone. You know, I mean, think about that. 10%, over 10%. I think we're about a third of the year pretty soon here will already be gone. 2025. I mean, you think about that. I remember coming into the new millennium and it was like a big deal. Well, here we are a quarter century into the quote unquote new millennium, a quarter century into it, and we're already a third way of the year outside of that. It's not too late. You know what I'm saying? That's essentially what I'm trying to get at. No matter how late it may feel, it's not too late. No matter how depressed you may find yourself becoming. Yeah, get the help, get the counseling, but also get back up. I'm telling you, man, because I've come to realize that there are people who just got stuff inside of them that other people need to hear. We're all interconnected. You know what I mean? Like, we're all interconnected. And if you like me, and y'all know me, I be vulnerable. I just tell you what I'm thinking for real. And I want to give a shout out to Just Steve over on Instagram. That's the homie. I got to get Just Steve on here because that's an amazing dude. The rapper, poet. He does drum circles. He's over on Instagram. I wanted to give him a shout out. I saw he just came on, but you know, like the interconnectedness of people, like you got something inside of you. Whoever's listening to this right now, I'm telling you, you got something inside of you that somebody else needs to hear. It resonates with somebody else. It may not be for everybody, but it's for somebody. Out of 8 billion people on the planet, 8 billion with a B, that many people on the planet, I'm telling you, you got an audience somewhere. And so something that you're saying is absolutely, something that you're singing is absolutely necessary. Something that you're doing, something that you're selling, something that you're advocating for, whatever is absolutely necessary. If you don't feel like you're getting the support, just don't even worry about it. Just keep going. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it because it's touching somebody. And I'm telling you, like I said, I'm vulnerable, man. I sat down for about 2.5 years, and y'all think I'm lying. I wasn't on social media like that. I ain't been doing shows like that. I ain't been, you come to a point where you burn out. You get sick of butting heads. You get sick of running into a wall. You get sick of all of that. You know what I mean? And so I understand it. I get it. But that's why I said this morning show, man, getting up and doing this was a real push for me. But I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed being on with Eric every day and Rich, and I've enjoyed this, you know?
So would you say this has been a type of therapy?
In a sense, yeah. It's therapeutic, if nothing else, you know. I will still advocate for talking to a counselor or something, you know what I mean? But if you find what you love doing and just, you know, stick to it, there are hard days, rough days. There's days where you get up on the wrong day and jump online. I mean, it is what it is. Like yesterday.
Burnout is real.
But the burnout is real, and that's really what it was for me. That's why I disappeared. Like I burnt out. Like, and if you do this, like anybody that does anything in performance spaces, especially in today's world where you have to do so much online and all of that, you know. And it's not to say I didn't have no help, because I did have help. Like Eric called out people like Tiana, Benika, him himself, actually, you know, absolutely. Richard, like I mean, I don't even go down the list because I can start getting into singers and all that. Like I had people who were helping me, but at the end of the day, even with the help, there was still so much work to do and so many people pulling on you. And don't be in church spaces, and don't be like in the forefront in church spaces, because people will pull on you the moment you walk in the door. At a certain point, the burnout just got too much money I was spending, too much time I was giving to it for so little of a return. And it felt like I wasn't reaching nobody. And at the end of the day, I was never in it for the money. I mean, if I was in it for the money, I probably should have been rich by now. Like, I think that's for both of us, E. We done been in enough places where we could have been rich. I don't think it was ever really for the money. It was like a calling. And that right there, you know, I'm now learning to toe the line between, yeah, you can still get your calling, but go get that bag, like, and put some boundaries. Say no sometimes. Like, I've been saying no this year. Y'all, I've been saying no to things like, hey, Z, we need you to do this, this, and that. Nah, I got something else going on that day. Even if what I got going on that day is I'm sitting down and I'm catching up on my favorite show, The Boys, on Amazon. Even if that's what I got going on, that's what I'm doing. That, like, I got plans that day. Like, no.
Speaking of the Boys,
That's my ish, bro. I love that show.
I used to read the comic books, which are more graphic than the show.
Oh, I didn't know there was I did know there was a comic
that's
book.
That's where it came from.
Yeah, I did know that.
And
yeah.
I'll tell you about it when the show's over. Some of the stuff, that comic book was filthy.
Man, I love that show.
Burnout is real, because you know what? You get tired, man, because I know I do at times. You get tired of always having to be, you have to be the person that thinks.
Yeah.
In my regular job, you know, I do in the music thing. All right, let's go to both. In my regular job, I run HR for 6-7 states. I'm always having to think and check on people and concerned about that. In the music thing, I'm road managing people. And on one show alone, I can have 30, 40 people I'm responsible for. I'm the first to go to bed. The first to get up, last to go to bed. So you get those places when you're doing that, life. If you're a parent, my daughter's grown. She's 24, but I'm still a parent because Deja was still digging, coming to me for something. And then people, and then you got people pulling you for advice, and then you got to watch out for these people here who's trying to connect to you for the wrong reason.
That part.
Then you got these people that think they are friends and they don't, look out, or people that you've helped get successful in certain places, and then they get to a certain level and they don't reach back. Say, hey man, you're the one helping me get here. It's a lot you deal with all day. And some days you want to say, you know what? Today I'm checking. I'm not doing nothing. I'm tired of doing stuff. And in the back of but in your heart, you want to keep doing it. You want to keep moving it, but you're tired.
Mm-hmm.
You're tired. And it's like, or you're tired of doing things at times and you don't see a reward.
That part. Yeah.
Maybe that's what I should say. Because, and I get a reward for my job. It pays great. But, both sides. But at the same, even with the money, sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes it's just like, I'm just tired. Or you just think, what else could I be doing? I could have been doing.
Yeah.
Instead of this,
Yeah, and I was gonna say, don't even get into that part, because that's the part that really gets you when you start thinking like, I could have been doing this, and now you start thinking about ways that you either messed up doing what you was doing, because we are our biggest critics. Like especially if you're a performer or you work in performance spaces, like you become your biggest critic because you always got to watch the replay so you can always grow and improve, and that just takes you down a rabbit hole. You know what I mean? That just takes you down a rabbit hole. So then you got to pair that up on top of all those other things Eric is talking about. Before you know it, yeah, your brain just burns out. It just happens.
It's an overload of emotion, an overload of information, and then an overload on your physical body because you're tired. Man, I was averaging 2-3 hours a night to go sleep. Put it like this. I was taking medication to sleep doctor prescribed stuff just to go to sleep at night. And even taking that, some nights I would take it by 10, 15, because this stuff was, I was too interested in getting the propofol stream like Michael Jackson. I was like, it was bad. And even taking those medicated things from the doctor, I would take it at 10, fall asleep by 10, 15. By 1 o'clock, I'm back up. The medication did nothing, I just started changing some little stuff that I did. Maybe instead of doing because in this BS, the music part, your phone rings 24/7. Zeke knows you get calls, 2 a.m. texts, 4 a.m. It's constant going. And what I started doing was after this time of the day, it was small stuff. I'm not gonna take no phone calls after this time.
Yeah.
So most people that seem little, when you outside of my daughter calling, my family, I won't take no calls, and certain friends I talk to, then I would take their calls. Certain people I would still answer, like Marcus, Zeke, somebody like that. I know I would still answer. But
yeah, you got your core, yeah.
Yeah, certain people, and that little thing, I noticed at night when I went to sleep. Now I've added 2 hours onto my sleep time, so go to sleep at 11. I'm sleeping till 4. I'm like, wait a minute. I've gained 2 hours in that small change.
Yeah.
And I started changing other stuff, the way I handle stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now that's the phone calls. I'm not responding to no inbox messages and none of this after 5. Next thing you know, I'm sleeping 2 more hours now I'm up to sleep at 8 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you make little life changes, you can have them.
And that's so real.
And people don't try to steal that out there. Tara, I think you were trying to take that. And I'm no celebrity, Rhonda, but yeah.
Well, this is true. Like when you are in these spaces, you do miss a lot of sleep, and that's another big part of it. The sleep deprivation, that is real. Like yesterday, y'all don't like for real. Like in my mind, like I woke up, it was Monday morning. Like I woke up and I was like I was so sleep deprived. But when I get into stuff, and Eric, you know this about me, when I start getting into stuff, I don't go to bed. Like it be days where I go 3 days without sleeping, maybe an hour here and there. Like when I really start working, like on a project or something else like that, like it's sort of like put that kind of investment, huh?
People don't understand that.
No.
All of us people that are creative people, like somebody gives me an idea and say, hey man, let's do this. I'm working on it right then. And being a creative person can be great if somebody gives you something to do, and it can also be the worst thing they can do is give you something to do. Because I know myself.
You just preached a sermon right there.
If you think about it, because I know myself, I've worked on 7 or 8 projects at the same time, giving each one, this goes down impossible, trying to give each one 100% attention. Do you know how burnt out? I remember going to the juvenile center. I used to visit. It was 300-something kids out there. And I was so invested in it. I was trying to write 300 letters a week to each kid to encourage them every single week. And they got to the point, one of the youth directors said, you got to stop. You got to stop. I get where your heart is at, but you got to stop.
Yeah.
And we carry that stuff. I know Zeke be up half the night working on music. I know. They can text me at 3 in the morning and send me something. I'm going to respond right back. And people are like, oh, did I wake you up? No, I'm up. Because I'm doing something. I'm thinking of something. And people that are creators, as Zeke will tell you all, you don't think like most people a month in advance. You're thinking years in advance.
Yeah.
You have an idea. Say, oh, I want to do something. And they say, what much you do it? Oh, November 2026. But I already got everything. But
it's the infrastructure. You understand like every piece that it takes to get to that. So it's like, because Hollywood done tricked us. They think like, I'll use music for an example because that's my field, right? Like they think that you go into the studio and they hit the record button and they walk out with like a jam, and it's like no, somebody like had to write the song. Somebody had to think of the song, write the song, come up with the music, book the session, get into the session, get warmed up. Like, there's so many pieces that go into it just to get going, let alone record the song, mix the song, redo the song, 4 or 5 different ways because you don't like the way
Edits,
that cut came
you got to
out.
figure out points. Who's getting this? Right?
Yeah, like all of the.
Like right here for me. These are notes from different stuff that I'm. Look at all of this stuff. This
Yeah.
stuff I'm working on currently for different stuff that most people say, Eric, why are you working that? That's not until 2027. So many things on my phone are not set up by people until 2027, and I've already put staff, placement, car services, hotels, everything into place. Can't help it. And what Rhonda's saying, I guess I'm not creative. I thought I was, but child, I'll be in the bed. I'm in the bed right now. Well,
No, I mean, but it's like find your process though. It's really what it boils down to. Some of us just go this way.
You in the bed, but you're watching us and you listen to what we're saying. And say,
Something's going in your head, yeah.
So you on the same page. Welcome
And
to No Sleep.
you just said something good too. So and I realized this about myself. Even watching, like when I'm watching TV, like I never really just watch TV. Like I binge watch shows and stuff. Like I never really just watch TV and get lost in it. I got a few shows that I just kind of get lost in, like, those comfort shows that I get lost in. But for the most part, like even watching movies and TV, I'm picking it apart. My brain never, ever goes off. Me and my wife was up last night. I was working on stuff for today's show, and we was watching some Tubi movies, just watching Tubi. If you ever watch Tubi movies, they can be really good or they can be really bad. But I'm picking these movies apart. I'm going, okay, this is when I get ready to start making something, I want to watch out for that because I don't want to be somebody to be watching Tubi and be picking my stuff apart on that point. I mean, you can't even just enjoy things sometimes. And that's a heavy tax on your brain. That's a heavy toll. And so to that effect, you have to kind of, be mindful, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I guess you just have to be mindful that that's always going on so that you can take, for lack of a better word, you can take accountability to it so you don't burn yourself out too easily. Like the burnout is, Desiree, the burnout is real. Like, and like I said, I maybe today we needed to have this conversation, just a therapy thing. I'm wondering if anybody in here in the comments, like I'm wondering those who are watching, if you've ever actually experienced that. Cool glass. I love that color. Like I'm wondering, and while y'all coming back with it, I want to make sure to give a couple of shout outs. My uncle came on, my Uncle John. I've been on him a call for about a month, so I gotta call him maybe a month and a half at this point. Like, so my Uncle John, shout out to my uncle. That's my mama's brother. Let's see. Who else did I see in here? Definitely HSH management. They manage everybody and their mama. So we got to, and literally everybody and their mother. Like, so shout out to them.
Watching though, man, because we're over 100 views right now. Thank you guys for watching.
Wow.
Let me put on my therapy glasses. Go ahead. This
Not you looking like a therapist for real. This fits the role. This definitely fits the role today. Definitely fits the role. I want to give a shout out to Brony Cat because Abronia is always pushing us. Y'all see that? Our people, y'all are family at this point. This family at this point. This. I'm gonna say something and people gonna get mad at me, but so they know where I'm at. This feels a little bit more like church sometimes than even going to church because this becomes like your own family, your own, like our own family is pushing us. Look at this. Welcome to Zeke Live in the morning. She like hashtagged it and did man, come on. That's what I'm talking about. She done told you what to do. I didn't even know to do that. Make sure you select all so that you receive no. I didn't even know you're supposed to like. Thank you. You look at that, ambassadors for the show. But real deal, man. Real talk.
Miss Ellis, Ursula Ellis. Good morning. Go ahead.
Shout out. I saw you just came in. Yeah. Yo, listen, man. It's really, really good. My boy Will. I knew it was somebody else I was trying to get on there with. My boy Will C. I knew it was somebody I was trying to get back to their comment. I couldn't find it. It was a YouTube comment. That's one of my oldest friends in the world. We're gonna have him on one day too, Eric. We're gonna put Will on here to talk about the work that he does. Yeah, I'm bringing everybody I know. Listen, anybody that's in these comments every day, listen, if you want to ever come on this show, you let us know and we will find a day to bring you on to talk about what you're doing, just to learn about you. Again, everybody, y'all all have something to share. I don't care how small you think your job or your vision or whatever. I don't care how small you think it is.
Hold on.
You healing somebody. So
on.
we want you on the show. Yeah, I want to put people on the show. Just random people. I don't mean random in a pejorative way. I mean random. Just folks that folks be like, why you got them on the show? Cause I love them. That's why.
True.
I mean, simple as that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you one thing though. This burnout, because I see Rhonda on the rocks, right? Been burned out for sure, right? Like some of us have been burned out for real, like because you work a job. Like my cousin said something to me once when I was thinking about leaving the corporate world. He said, oftentimes, he said this actually last Wednesday when he was on. He said, oftentimes the people who have, or last Tuesday, should I say? He said, oftentimes the people who have the money don't have the time because, of course, they got a job. And the people who don't have the time let me get that right. People who have the money don't have the time, and people who have the time don't have the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so the burnout can happen from both sides because you get this pull because your time is being pulled one way, like, but you got to pay for what you're doing. But now that's still time. It's not like you just go to work and then you just come home refreshed to do your stuff. Like you end up sitting down for a minute, and that's what it is. Got to give a shout out to Pastor Bill Ellis. I don't think there's any relation to Miss Ursula Ellis, but but maybe there is. Well, Pastor Bill Ellis, he was on with us last Monday, I think it was, or maybe it was one of the first shows. I don't remember what days we've even had guests already.
Tuesday. It was Tuesday.
Was it Tuesday?
Because I remember, no, it was Monday. Because I was at the store that Monday. So it was on that Monday.
Got you. But whatever day it was, of course, he'll be back on multiple times. Of course. You know what I'm saying? Like that burnout thing. But I'm being so sincere, y'all. Like 2.5 years, like I'm just starting to come back into the realization of who I am. Like I'm walking around with this. No, I'm not doing that. I'm Zeke. Like, no, I'm not, I can't come to that. I'm Zeke. And that may sound arrogant, that may sound cocky, that may sound to some people, that may sound, but that's called protecting your peace. At the end of the day, you got to protect your peace, man. My God. Because people just throw stuff on you. They just, you know what I mean? That people will put stuff on you. That's why pastors got to take sabbaticals. That's why artists and actors take time away. They go 2 years and you don't hear nothing from them. And then they come out with another movie. Like you know what I mean? Like, because people will just have stuff on you. They want you at this thing, that thing. So, it's real.
Burnout is real. When I stopped singing back in the early 2000s, I didn't know I was burnt out until after. You don't know. I know for me, when I used to work in music and stuff like that, in the singing part, and we were going all the time, every weekend and during the week. We were flying so much that it was like, and then one day you wake up and say, man, I'm tired. You don't want to sing, you don't want to do nothing. But on the same token, it's something that God has called for you to do. So do you have a choice in it? Yeah. Even with God calling you, you still have a choice. But who would you rather be disobedient to, God or yourself? Who gets to, and for me, God gives us free will. We don't have to do it. He'll just raise somebody else up to do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now, but you've done something in your life where you could have been further along than you are.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't gonna curse you for not doing it. He's like, okay, don't do it. Just get somebody else to do it.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what Pastor Bill said one time, and it actually really helped me out a lot. He said and I'm going to word this wrong because I'm trying to play through the recesses of my mind, but it was something along the lines of it's coming back around. Like things come back around. So even if you said no this time, like, we got this fear sometimes that if I just don't do it, God going to kill me. God going to take me out of here. And it's like, God even understands you need rest. There's a wisdom, and that's why there's grace and stuff that's there. That he understands. Like he gets it. That's like Eric said, he'll raise somebody else up. Even if it's just in the meantime while you get yourself together. His word ain't gonna go undone. And I don't know what everybody's religious beliefs are around here. I don't know what your faith tradition is, but I I'll tell you that my faith tradition is that, I believe that God has put something inside of all of us, God has put something inside of all of us, and that just is part of who you are. So as long as you exist, and this is what I'm realizing, as long as you exist, that thing is on the inside of you. And as long as you living, it's got an opportunity to come out and do something. Now, you may miss some opportunities. I mean, that just is what it is. That comes with the territory. You may miss some goals, some benchmarks you set for yourself. You may miss some of those things, but the world continues to go on. And I think the biggest trick that the devil tries to play on us, I think the biggest trick for some of us is to convince you that you are nothing, that everything is done. Even when we start getting older, you know what I mean? Like in the music world, when I was coming up, like being 40 years old was like, nah, nigga, you done. Like it's over. Like, no. And then social media and stuff started coming out, and people started showing all the talent that they have. And now it's people who the first thing they drop is at 55 years old. Like we got old men rapping and it sounds better than the young folks. I mean, it's like there is no age. Like to me, that we've passed the point in the world, at least, of age and race and gender and all that stuff like that. Like it's just, who are you? What's inside of you? What can you offer? Because it's gonna touch somebody. And now with the interconnectedness of the interwebs, Al Gore's interwebs, we're able to reach people in countries, for instance, that you may have never set foot in Indonesia, but you put your stuff out there and there might be 12 people who watch you in Indonesia. I was watching this documentary. Oh man, I don't know if you ever seen this documentary. It's called Searching for Sugar Man. Like when I was getting my master's, my professor used to talk about this and reference it all the time. So one day I finally went and watched it. I just went and watched it like maybe a year or two ago. I finally found it on, I think, Amazon. And man, that thing is crazy. So this dude in Detroit, if you've never seen this, it's called Searching for Sugar Man or In Search of Sugar Man. Like it just, I would highly recommend just looking it up. You can talk it into your remote control if you got Roku or something, and just look it up, because it was, let me tell you why it encouraged me so much. Because this dude from Detroit, he was a singer. He did a few albums or something. They say he was one of the best that ever came out of there, but he never really got like the play in America. So he still worked like at a factory or something like that. He was still doing all that. He never really made it big, like at all. He just never made it big. But in South Africa, some kind of way, and I don't want to give too much of the story away. I'm missing some of the details, but the general crux of the story is here. They in South Africa, remember South Africa was apartheid South Africa. So we're talking back in the 80s, the 70s and 80s at this point. Like that's when this happened. Like so, or maybe even the 60s when he dropped his music. But anyways, long story short, his music got big play in South Africa because the themes of his music helped to spark a revolution in South Africa to end apartheid. Like his music did. It never made it big anywhere else, but he was literally the biggest celebrity in South Africa. So they had all kinds of theories about him, like, he burned himself on like they had all of these because nobody knew who he was. And then finally they figured and found him. And when he went to South Africa, him and his daughter went over there. He did a concert. And this is like 30-something years later after his music was big in South Africa, and packed an arena out, man, because his music like sparked a revolution that like overturned apartheid. Like his music was the music of the people. Like even though it never got big over here, that's what I'm saying. Like now you just never know who you're actually touching. If God put it inside of you, go ahead and put it out there. And I had to, I have to wear that even for myself, because Eric, and you know this because y'all get on me about this all the time. I got songs on songs and ideas on ideas, and sometimes I get discouraged and I just be like, nah, man, bump this. I forget it. Forget it. I give up. I can't do it no more. I just can't. I can't take the hurt no more. I can't take the discouragement no more. Can't take the burnout no more. I'm sick of being depressed. Sick of 2022. I'm telling y'all, man, throw that year away. Throw it away.
Throw it away, right? With what state did we throw away? Was it Florida?
Jacksonville. Oh my God. I didn't put it on my computer. Jacksonville. Yeah. I gotta say what's up to my cousin JC. JC on keys over on Instagram. We can't put the Instagram comments over here, of course. But yeah. Shout out to JC. He said yo, and I'm saying yo to him. I owe him a call too. We haven't talked in a while.
Wait. Oh, the music is off. I just know.
Yeah, I turned the music off. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I turned it off. Yeah. The conversation was getting good, and I was trying to hear you real good because you were saying some good stuff. Well, you were saying some real good stuff, and your mic was a little low, so I wanted to make sure they heard you.
Oh no, you good. No,
You was preaching. You was saying good stuff. You was encouraging me.
Dr. Holmes would bring up, "Hey, what the music?" So I just said, the music.
Well, sometimes I cut it off too, so that when I can like chop it up in the reels, I can add my own music behind it. And of course, if there's music playing in the background, then it kind of messes that up. So shout out to Piglet who's on here. Yo, I got it. Yeah, Rhonda, this is a good one. Yeah. Like when your podcast is played in Norway. Never set foot in Norway, but there it is, right? Like that was even for me. Like I didn't know people was listening to me. I didn't know people was, like you just don't know. So just put it out there, man. If nobody else hears it but you, just be happy that you did it and trust the process. Trust that it's touching somebody. I'm even starting to realize. So if we had to pull up a scripture reference here. And I've said this before, what changed my mind about the story of Abraham? What changed my mind about the story of Abraham, because they talk about Abraham's faith. Oh, come say hi to the people. Y'all come look at this. My wife's telling me she's gone. Come say hi to the people. Come show them these glasses, these Tiffany glasses you got. Oh, look at that, y'all. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Mrs. Locke. Oh, goodness.
Hey,
anyway,
who's that?
Never heard of her.
Never heard of her. Oh, wait, she came back. Hello.
Wow, Eric. And I just showed Zeke a picture of us last week.
A picture of the two of y'all?
You know what? Alcohol never heard of her, but she came back. I got nervous. I've heard of you.
She do be trying to fight.
I don't want you to get beat up, Sticks.
Sticks, they said, "Hey, beautiful lady." That's Brony Cat, one of our faithful ones.
Hey,
when you coming on the show?
Whenever y'all ready.
She said, "Whenever we ready." I don't know. I ain't ready to have the world.
You gotta check in with the man of the house first.
That's right. You got to check in with the man of the house.
With the
boss. All right, babe. I'm ready for breakfast. How's that sandwich coming along? She gonna hit me in the. Willie said, "What's up?"
Hey, Will.
Stick said, "What's up, Will?"
Hey, it's a broom and a dustpan there. Get to work. Oh, wait. I know she's still there.
He said, "It's a broom and a dustpan. Go get to work."
You
gotta come and frame more so they can see. You gotta.
No. Why you gonna do me like?
Hey, I need a James right there.
Good morning, Kendi Haynes.
Kendi is she's a business guru out there in Texas. So good morning, little lady.
Yeah, nice.
She's literally short. That's what I call little lady.
But you know what I'm saying? I was talking about that story of Abraham, though. Like the thing that changed my mind on the story of Abraham was that Abraham, we always talk about his faith because he, trusted God or followed God. And we always think that, the whole thing was about him having Isaac, his son Isaac. If you don't know the story of Abraham, God promised Abraham that he would have a son. We can't take for granted that everybody knows these stories because everybody ain't of the same Christian faith like we are. And even people of the Christian faith don't know the Bible like that. So just to give context, the story of Abraham, God like calls Abraham out of his homeland, out of his father's house, takes him, to a land where I'll send you. There's that whole thing. And then Abraham is 75 years old. His wife is, I forget how old. And so God promises that they're going to have a child. Now, of course, this is a crazy work because, 75 and your wife is old and they about to have a child. No, not going to happen, right? But then 25 years goes by. Abraham was like 100 or something like that, right? 99, 100. Sarah's 90. Now I'm about to show that I need to go back and study the story for the age points. But let's put it this way. They're way past childbearing age. And so, being past childbearing age, here they are. It's been 25 years. And because of this time frame, people think that the whole story is about waiting for the promise. And they think the promise is Isaac. They think thank you for that, Abronia. Yeah, because I knew it had to be something in here. Yeah. But we do know that she was past childbearing age. So I'm going to call her 152 years old. She was 152 years old. She was past childbearing age. And so we think that, the promise was about Isaac, about Abraham having a son. And then I realized something. That ain't what God promised him. He said that he would do it through a son. The promise was that he was going to like bless the world, like that his seed, his offspring, if you will, would be like a great nation. They would bless the world. Everyone would be blessed through him. Remember, he took them out to the stars, told them, look at the stars. There'll be more people from your lineage than you even see in the stars and all of that. So so when you think about this, you know what I'm saying? When you think about this, the promise to me was not about Isaac himself. The promise was about what was going to happen. And when you really think about that, the fact of the matter was Abraham was never going to see the promise. I mean, he was never going to live long enough to see see his offspring become a great nation and to see that many people. We was never going to live to see that. Like, there was something that he had a faith for that was for something that he didn't even see. Why am I bringing that up? I'm bringing that up because you might be doing something. You that's watching this right now, you might have something inside of you that's burning you out because you just feel so called to it. But every time you go into it, you ain't getting the views that you want. You ain't getting the listeners that you want. You ain't getting the financial gain that you want. You ain't get, you selling a product and it's not turning a profit like you want. Or you call people out and you start a church or something and don't nobody come. Like it's, you and your family and a few people from the block. Like, and they ain't even faithful. And then you get, and we get burnt out because you put so much effort into stuff. You put all that effort into it and the return is absolutely not worth it. But here's the thing. What happens if you change the way you look at things? Wayne Dyer said you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. What happens if you change that up and look at it from the standpoint of maybe what I'm doing right now is meant for 20 years from now?
You said that, Zeke. It's
Yeah.
literally something I had wrote yesterday when I was sitting at home. And I said, some of the things we want are out of season for our lives.
You might be a prophet, Eric. Prophet E.
Because the thing is, some people want a ministry, but we don't have the character for it. Some people want a spouse, but we aren't ready for it. You can't build a snowman in the summer. You have to wait for the right season and catch the right heart posture. So,
Yeah.
I think sometimes with some of the things we want, like you were saying, we get discouraged, like God, it didn't happen, but maybe we're not in the season. Because the same thing God, we ask God to bless us with, can be the same thing that turn on the curses at the same time if we don't use it right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's seasonal. I think we go through seasons, like you said. God told Sarah, because something I thought about. Think about this. In most cases, your child knows you your whole life, but you don't know them their entire life. I know that sounds grim if you think about it, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
In most cases, God forbid your child passes away early.
But if you go by the general order of things, you're going to pass before your child does. And
you will never see your child's entire life, which is and that's the same thing for Sarah, Abraham. My mother said she got $1 for me. Cash app it to me.
Right, he said, "Put your money where your mouth is."
$sign right out entertainment. But certain things is, I think, seasonal. Just like, let's take you for example. I say use. I've been watching the mafia movies or something. No offense to Italians, that came off wrong. That came off racist. It's like you ended up signing a record deal during the pandemic. That wasn't signing season either. That's what I mean by you have been waiting. The summer passed and all these opportunities and labels come to thing.
Yeah, because them conversations took like a year. Well, almost a year, about a little over half a year. Yeah, just going back and forth negotiating.
But this is the thing. After all the A&R people, the ones that came to the shows, the one that came to rehearsal,
had 5 labels looking at us.
Yeah, all those labels came. And then in the season where it was desperate for you to have it, it happened. in the worst season of a pandemic.
Mm-hmm. How about this? In the worst season of my mental health, because I was on my way to a burnout going down, down, down. And then right after I signed, go some time. And then just the push and pull that it takes being with a label, we have to have that conversation sometime. We have to have that conversation. I might even put Sydney on with this one.
Scott, we're going to have you come on here.
We're going to have him come on because I know you watching, Sid. What's up? I'll owe you a call. I ain't forgot about you. Yeah. I ain't forgot about you. I want you to know I ain't forgot about you. I just been busy all week.
Today about Zeke ain't calling
me. These trainers and stuff I had just took all of my life. But so this week, because I said I was gonna do it Friday, and then that just didn't happen. But I'm saying that, huh?
You got to make yourself. You literally got to sign up for podcast. Having them, hey, you got to do something.
Just called me like, hey, click this link I sent you. Because he don't like to be on the camera. But I mean, in the midst of that, though, sign a label. To people's minds, this should be like the greatest time in somebody's life. This is what you work for. I mean, if you're in the music industry, and at this point, independent is still a thing, so there's a big conversation around that. But there are some things that a label can do for you that you just can't do for yourself right now. Like, you might have to work up to. And so, like, to get to that pinnacle, if you will, and this ain't a small label. In the gospel world, Ty Scott is considered one of the majors. So in my genre, it's considered one of the majors. So I signed a major. Eric said it like this: signed a major deal. I did. Like, get all the way to that, and then boom, the crash, because all of the work it took to get up there came to a head when you finally hit it. And it's like, part of it is like, what's next? Part of it is like, okay, I done did all of this, built up all this history. And then what ended up happening? Come a year later, I finally hit the burnout stage, and I went 2.5 years without doing, I won't say I was doing nothing, because I was still making music. I was still, but I got to a point where I started realizing all my songs is about being depressed, and all my songs is about taking my own life, and all of my songs is about, like, that was really on my head. Like, how did I end up at that place? You know what I'm saying?
It was like, this was like a Billy, what's her name? Billy, is it?
Billie Eilish. Yeah, but I mean, that's what was really going on in my head.
The thing about that situation, which is crazy, something Fred said this before, and I said, he said, it's gloomy. He said, but think about the truth of this. That girl found a lane, because there's millions of young girls who think that way. She got in that lane and wrote to that lane of people that were like her.
Mm-hmm.
And look at them now. Multi-millionaire from figuring out a lane. But yeah, we go through seasons, man. We go through seasons in life. This is huge, Zeke. We are not talking about seasons of planting and harvest. We're talking about seasons of in between.
Yeah.
That is a such thing. Good, you said that.
Yeah.
In between is a real thing.
Yeah.
It's the in between part.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus' ministry, he taught, Jesus' birth, his death. The in between part was the most valuable part. So that's kind of the same thing, man. The in between part, I think, can build character, build resilience, build a way where you can tell other artists to go through that.
Mm-hmm.
How to get out of that.
I tell the artists that we work with, at least the ones that we, help them out and do all that stuff, the ones who came out of the whole New X movement, all of that, like those ones, I tell them all the time. I swear, I say this all the time, especially when I was really going through. I was like, listen, the stuff I'm going through right now, it's some decisions I could have made differently. It's some stuff I wish I would have slept more, said no more, done other things. Like, if you watch me go through this, because you right up close to me, if you watch me go through all of this, and then you go through this yourself, that's on you, because like you seeing what this can do, make better choices. If I could have, I would have done this, because it would have turned. So don't go down this road. You know what I mean? Like that's why I say it's so important that you talk about what's going on. They overcame them by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. Even if your testimony is not, I made it out, I made it over, even if, because a testimony is nothing more than your account. So even if your account is still low, I'm still going through this, I'm still down, I'm still figuring it out. But in that, there's wisdom, in that, there's knowledge. Even in that, somebody might have the word for you to help you get out of it. Or you might be helping somebody choose something different down the future so that they don't have, we overcome together. And that's why I say, the greatest trick the enemy can really give is to shut us up, make us think that we're worthless, make us think that none of it was worth it, even when it seems like it wasn't. And sometimes we be the main agents of it, telling each other like, man, you look at him, we talking all that stuff. He ain't got but 12 followers. What he doing with the, how you gonna talk stuff? It's like, or he ain't got no money in the bank. He gonna tell me about saving up and he ain't even got no money. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We do this with people. And that stuff weighs on you.
We kill each other quick. We would kill people. Like, what if, because somebody, and it's somebody who's watching this, some of y'all didn't think this was going to work either, let's be honest. Somebody, let's be honest, somebody somewhere was saying, why are they getting up doing that? Ain't nobody go tune into that. And they only got 3 people watching. Ain't nobody paying attention to that. But not so. You check out, at the end of the day, when we look at the numbers, it's like, somebody was watching, somebody's sharing this thing 30-something times.
Mm-hmm.
So it's helping somebody.
Yeah.
And it's in everything, for us, it wasn't a big thing of we're trying to change the world. We just want to make, have conversation in the morning.
Encourage somebody.
Something like that.
This conversation we having right now, because you never even understand. You never truly understand what's actually the what's the word I'm looking for? The domino effect of something that you're doing. That's why I'm saying, it is so important, because for all I know, shout out to Rhonda. She said even the haters are helping views. Because for all I know, Rhonda has a podcast. That podcast is amazing. Maybe the conversation we having today keeps her going at a time. And Rhonda, I'm using you as an example because you're my girl. So I'm sorry, I'm using you as an example. I hope you're okay with it. But, maybe she gets to a point one day where she's like, I want to burn out. Maybe she was at that point today. I'm not saying she was, y'all. I'm just using her as an example to show the effects that it could have, the impact it could have in the long run, the ripple effect. That's what I'm looking for. Like, so maybe today she woke up and was like, she could have woke up today and was like, I'm finna give this up. Like, I'm finna quit. I don't want to do this no more. I'm sick of like putting my money into this. I'm sick of, I could do other stuff. And then the conversation we have today decides to keep her going. And then as a result of that, she just finds a wave next week because she was about to, give up, but she finds a wave next week and the thing blows up. And the thing that she has that's going on has helped so many people around the world. And so because we simply had this conversation, could be the very reason that somebody way over in China somewhere like overthrows the government. I'm not, China don't shut me down. I'm not saying somebody finna overthrow your government. Let's use a different country. Japan. Let's use one of the nice countries. Somebody can overthrow no, we got to be, maybe that stops the war because they listened to something that Rhonda on the Rocks said, but Rhonda on the Rocks would have never said it because Rhonda on the Rocks was about to give up, but Rhonda on the Rocks didn't give up because Zeke and Eric was live in the morning talking about don't give up because such and such. You see what I'm saying? These ripple effects really truly happen, and that's what I'm saying. You don't really know the impact what you're doing has in the long run, in the long game, and it's so important that you just you just stay with it.
You think about this too. We never know who that watches the replays are encouraged by some of the stuff they hear.
Yeah.
These replays reach thousands of people. So we don't know out of all those thousands who's watching and say, man, I can keep going. Or who they share it with. It's bigger than, see, people only look at, and I'm not saying you, people only look at what's right in front of them. And that's the mistake we make when we only look right in front of us. When we say God is this vast God, but we only can see like this. We have blinders on, and it's so much bigger. Like you, Zeke, some people have never been out of the country to see how Christianity is in other places and how people look at our music. Here, we'll tear up one of our own gospel artists up, but they can go right over there in another country, and 3,000-4,000 people a night come to see them, and are just happy they're there. Unchurched people singing worship music, gospel music, they just love the music.
Mm-hmm.
So we never know. You never know how what you as an individual who's watching this does. It's going to affect somebody.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a prime example of that. So I was over. I don't remember if it was when I was in Russia. I don't remember if it was when I was in. Could have been Sweden, and I don't remember if this was even Joachim or if this could have been my guy. Shout out to Joachim Morinius. He is amazing. It could have been him or it could have been Andreas. I forget who it was, but let me just that's irrelevant. The story, the point of the story is, you know how gospel music got big and choir music started taking off, gospel choir music to that effect, and that's why it kind of is the way it is over in Europe. You know what it was that did it? It wasn't because gospel. There were always been gospel artists that have gone over, especially in Sweden. You know, there's always been that scene, but this gospel choir movement in Europe is huge, y'all. I don't think y'all really understand. They be packing out arenas and large cathedrals. You know what really was the breaking point for that really like popped that off? It's gonna seem crazy, but it makes sense when you think about it. What? Sister Act 2. Sister Act 2. That has opened up the door. And now, if you're a missionary, you know, there's some missionaries who like to go across the world and do stuff. So when I was in Russia, I've been to Russia twice. I was supposed to go a lot more times, but then the pandemic happened and that shut that down. They gave me a 3-year visa. Russia don't even do that for people. They gave me a 3-year visa where I never had to, like, you know, go back and forth. And then now I just can't go now no more. Like, you know, but you know, they would send missionaries into Russia, right? Like, and well, they were missionaries that would go. Now, first off, it's illegal to proselytize. Proselytize means evangelize or to do that, like street preaching, all that stuff. That's illegal in Russia. You can and will be sent to jail. You will be arrested. In fact, the second time I went to Russia, I don't know if y'all remember when I was there, that you can go back on my post. I said, y'all just keep me in prayer because they saying that somebody might be watching. They're really getting scared for me right now. Like for me and Joachim, they were scared for us, so they wanted to watch, you know, kind of what we said on the stage and all of that, because it could be taken the wrong way. But let me show you the story here. The story is this, and I shouldn't have used the name Russia, and I should really be careful with this story. I really should be careful with this story, but I'm gonna go ahead with it. I might have to cut this part out of the broadcast though. But so while being there, they'll send missionaries over there. They might reach 3 or 4 people. Now, if you know anything about mission work, it takes a lot of money to go on these mission trips. So people have to raise their own money. There's donations that go into it. I mean, it's expensive. Like, you got to pay for yourself. And so these people will go, and with all of that investment, they may reach 2 or 3 people. And then, have church folks, you know how we are. It's if I can just reach one, it was all worth it. So the thousands upon thousands that was spent was worth to one person. Okay, you could did that on Zoom. You could did that on Zoom. It's 2025. Like, so, but he could do that for $14 on Zoom. Like, in fact, for the free account, because you only need about 10 minutes to talk to somebody. So, but they would reach maybe 2 or 3 people. They had to sneak to do it. Some of them can't even get into the country because, being honest and saying, well, I'm coming to mission. Well, you turn around, like, literally. But going in as a gospel artist, I'm not going in as a missionary. I'm not going in as a missionary. I'm going in as an artist. Now, if I'm going in with gospel music, then what do I have to do? I have to explain to a choir how to sing my song. So if I'm singing a song like that has the line like, you conquered the grave, well, I have to explain to a group of people what that means when I say you conquered the grave, which of course means I'm going to tell the gospel story. What does that do? Well, I'm over there as a celebrity. I got 600 people in an audience in front of me, a 200-something plus voice choir in front of me, and they all got their phones out just like this. They all got their phones going live, so their friends and stuff are following it. And I'm explaining the song, which means I'm explaining the gospel. And do you know what opened that door up? The fact that they love gospel music and that's becoming a thing, gospel choir music. And you know what opened that door up? Sister Act 2. That's crazy. Like, so the ripple effects of what we do, we be so quick to shut stuff down. I am going to tell this story. And then I see Rich just came in, so then I'm going to bring him on so I can set this part up right here. But I remember before that second time I went to Russia, this is the time when Kanye West and Snoop Dogg, Kanye I don't think had done his gospel album, but Snoop Dogg definitely had done his. It was Snoop Dogg, not Kanye. It was Snoop. And I remember before I went, maybe it was a month or so before I went to Russia that second time, the preacher that was preaching it wasn't the pastor, but it was another preacher at the church that I was at before I'm at the church I'm at now. Was going on things super evangelical and super, gotta do it this way and da. Right. And so in that, I remember him saying, I remember vividly, what does Snoop Dogg know about gospel? What did he know about the gospel? This is the world trying to take over, and we got to stand for Christ, and we got to do this. Now, this is what he's preaching. Snoop Dogg should not be doing gospel. I kid you not, I get to Russia, right? Now, remember, I just told y'all, Russia don't allow no gospel in there. They don't allow nothing that got to do with religion. You got to be approved for that stuff. It's not that they don't allow it. It's just that they because they have a history with communism. And so you got to understand that that Europe has a different mentality around religion than us here in America, because religion has done some awful things over there. So they keep a tight grip on it. That ain't just Christianity. That's being a Muslim, a Buddhist, or whatever's proselytizing and trying to do. You need approvals before you can do this stuff. And so Snoop Dogg, on the other hand, is Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg gets played everywhere. So Pastor Andreas, God bless him. I love him. He's so cool. Here's this pastor who can't even officially pastor his church because the government don't want him to. And he's saying, I thank God so much. I remember we're pulling up to this restaurant. He said, I thank God so much that Snoop Dogg did this gospel album. We've been praying over here that we can get some good gospel and Christian music into this country, and nothing is able to get in here. But because Snoop Dogg did it, now he's able to have it. If you ever listen to the Snoop Dogg Gospel Project, I think it was the Gospel According to Snoop or something like that. If you listen to it, it was barely a Snoop Dogg project. It was all your favorite gospel artists, John P. Key, the Clark sisters, Ty Tribbett, Fred Hammond, it's all these people. It was a gospel project, a straight up gospel project. And because of that music was able to get play in places where they weren't allowing other stuff to get in. So I got one pastor right before I go who's sitting there saying, Snoop Dogg can't do that. That's the devil. And you need to. And I got another pastor saying, I thank God that Snoop Dogg did this project, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to get this kind of stuff into the country. Now, who was right and who was wrong? Who really heard from God in that moment?
But did the other pastor even realize Snoop was a church kid?
Don't matter what he knew. We jumped to conclusions.
He jumped to conclusions. Snoop's mom is an evangelist as we speak. And the same guy you're knocking, this pastor knocks, Donnie McClurkin told us about how Snoop came to him and said, I'm called to minister. I'm called to preach. He says, this music thing got me tired of. Tell people don't want to be like me. I want to be like those men that's in the church. So we never know what's in a person's heart, but he's doing this. He's doing this. It's that.
Yeah, it's that shame on you. You need to do it this way. This is the only way to, man. After that, I came back home, and it was from there that I said, oh, this thing is going a different direction. I don't think this is where I'm supposed to be no more. And then sure enough, a few years later, I was out of there.
And bless us to Pastor Tony. You're an amazing man.
Pastor Tony is amazing. He got it. He understood. He got it. Now, it wasn't Pastor Tony that was preaching that sermon. I'm not going to say nobody's names. I ain't going to say no names. Speaking of Donnie McClurkin, I will say this, though. When we was on tour, Donnie said, because that Snoop album came out when we were doing Festival of a Man. Festival of Praise, Texture of a Man. It came out during that time. And Donnie McClurkin himself said it's the most gospel album that came out the whole year. I heard Donnie say that because James Fortune, you know how he is. He tried to stir the pot. What do you think about that Snoop album? He was like, it's the most gospel thing that came out all year. That's what Donnie said.
That's the truth.
You got to go back and listen to that project. So we jumped to conclusions. They didn't even listen to the project. But meanwhile, somebody was praying for something like that, and it took somebody like a Snoop. Now, them same people, I will say this, that same person then turned around and voted for Donald Trump and super supported him. So clearly it's not a matter of you not understanding it. That it's just a matter of it ain't your preference. So
it ain't your preference.
Suck rocks and kiss butts. Let me bring Rich on real quick. I'm so sorry if that was offensive. I just...
Look, great segue, great introduction.
Because I still love those people. I still love them, but and I don't mean that literally. I'm just saying it from the standpoint of, you got to watch your mouth and what you put on, what you say about people, man, because you don't know. And I hope we encouraging somebody today. I mean, because you
Rich,
don't know what you got in you, man.
You don't have your phone up, do you?
Do I have my phone up?
The volume on your phone, is it up? If you was watching live, because it's giving you an echo.
No, mine ain't up at all.
Nah, I don't got no echo from Rich.
I got an echo from you though, E.
Yeah, and I got one from you. That's crazy.
That might be your phone. Might be on there, E.
My phone is all the way down.
Oh no, I don't know.
It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I don't got an echo there. But I do hope that we encourage somebody today. Like whatever you're doing. And I'm just talking from my perspective. My perspective is traveling the world, doing gospel music and preaching and ministering for the Lord. That's me. That might not be your thing. Your thing might be selling shoes. You sell shoes and you ain't getting the return on investment. But you know what? Somebody might have bought your shoes, and then next thing you know, they in the NBA or the NFL or something like that, because them shoes was fit perfectly to their foot. And then that one person with the money that they've made go back to the hood and they save 1,000 kids. But they would have never made it if they would have never wore your shoes. And you might only sold 15 pair of shoes, went out of business, but that one person bought your shoes, it changed their life. You may not see the interconnectedness of that because obviously you don't get the profit off of that. They bought your product. That's that. But at the end of the day, you had impact. Shout out to my sister Danielle over on Instagram. What's up, Danny? What's up, girl? That's my actual sister, y'all. Like, I know I say I got a lot of brothers and sisters. No, that's my sister. Like,
real one. What up?
Yeah. So, Rich, what's cracking, bro?
Hey, what's happening, guys? How y'all doing this morning? Oh my goodness,
man.
Monday morning.
Yeah.
Right. Amped up. I had my workout today, my first workout since the MCL situation. So I feel all right.
How was your event this past weekend?
Man, the event was awesome, man. We had a great time. Shout out to John. Happy birthday again, man. Thanks for bringing us out, man. It was a great time. Man, our characters was charactering. You know what I'm saying?
Whose birthday was it, you said?
It was, his name is John Thompson. We went to college together.
He's the guy we went to college with. Yeah.
With my wife Shantae as well. So
congrats.
Yeah.
Time, man. Great turnout. We passed out a bunch of cards, made some good connections. So you should be seeing us again soon.
Yay. That's what's up.
Shout out to y'all. Thanks for letting us sponsor, man. Be the first sponsor of your show. It was dope, man.
Of course. This week's sponsor is True Hood Entertainment, and I told the people we got an April sponsor.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and drop the April sponsor this week. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just 2 extra weeks. What is 2 extra weeks?
Let's do it.
They are our first monthly sponsor. We might as well give them 2 extra weeks as a bonus. I think that's worth it. I don't think they would be opposed to it, right? I don't think they'd be opposed to that.
I don't think they would.
So in case y'all don't know it, we are definitely able to have sponsors now, y'all. And like, so I'm gonna tell y'all what. This is why you got to open your mouth and say stuff. We just put it out there, and before we know it, people's like, yeah, we're sponsored. We'll get on. Yeah. So we got weekly sponsors, monthly sponsors. Now we ain't at the big bucks yet. We ain't taking a salary. I got to get off of here and go to work in 30 minutes. Eric got to get off of here and work. Rich got to go do work. We all work. We all still do other stuff. So we still doing this. But the fact that people will support to the effect of actually dropping finance to help us out. So, finance or time, because some of y'all our biggest promoters. Like y'all pushing and sharing and doing all of that. Like, so this week, True Hood is our True Hood Studios.
Okay.
True Hood Photography, should I say? I'm sorry, that's his IG name is True Hood Studios. Yeah. So, yeah. Did y'all see that picture in the background of me? Yeah, True Hood took that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or that one that comes up with me like this.
Oh, that one. Okay.
You try to find the shot. Hold on, where is it for me? No, the shot is over. There you go. There you go. On that side.
Some photos plus this past week. Y'all should see some of those coming out. So shout out to
man. Everybody's, like you said, everybody's doing stuff, man. Also, congrats to my man Curtis Lindsay.
Oh yeah.
Curtis, man. He went on Tiny Desk with Marvin Sapp.
Oh man.
And Marvin Sapp within 2 weeks had over 1 million views on that tiny desk.
Oh,
The
yeah.
highest viewed things they said in its history in the largest crowd. So shout out
So
to
that quick.
Curtis and
Yeah.
his team, his wife, and
Curtis
Gus
and
Lacey.
the whole Chicago band that was
Whole
there. I don't know the
Chicago.
guitarist name. I don't know the guitarist, but I do know that Thad and Varro, the brothers, the dynamic duo of brothers. Like, you know, anytime you get a bass player and a drummer together and they brothers, it's gonna be. I'm the person. I can say that from experience because my bass player and my drummer are brothers. Sam and Phil Glover. Shout out to them. Like when brothers lock, it's a whole nother. It's just a whole nother space, y'all.
Wow.
It's just a whole nother space. Look, Eric, look who's with us today, Eric.
Never heard of. You know what? Funny thing about Shanice. Oh, Shanice moved to Texas. She's in Dallas.
Are you all over the place, girl?
Yeah, she moved. You know, her work release program. They moved to the. I'm glad you're down
Release
there,
program.
Shanice. Work release is good. It's
Crazy.
new life for you and your baby out there in Texas. So.
She did Goshen with me. I had a chance to work with her doing Goshen, and she is a powerhouse dynamic singer. So those of y'all don't know Goshen, if you know who Donald Lawrence is, if you ever heard of Donald Lawrence, he's a gospel artist, one of the biggest gospel artists ever, and just a for real genius. Yeah, just a good dude, just a nice guy, just awesome. And I had the opportunity to work with him on some projects, and one of them was his baby pet project that was with Deeply Rooted. Shout out to Aiga and Gary and Nikki Springer and all of them and Josh. Like they are, you know, just if you think Alvin Ailey, Deeply Rooted is like Alvin Ailey of Chicago. And I hate to make the comparison because they're their own thing, but just to at least give you a frame of reference. It's a dance troupe. And so Donald Lawrence, if you ever heard his Goshen project, the project Goshen, go back and listen to it. I always thought it was a good project until he told me it was written for dance theater. And then I was like, oh, now it just makes perfect sense because I saw what real dance theater is, like at the highest of levels. So Donald and Deeply Rooted, we're talking the highest levels of arts and entertainment. And so literally, like, we were on this project, and so I remember we did the auditions for it, you know, because there were people, of course, you say Donald Lawrence doing something. Now, we didn't tell everybody and their mama to come out. We kind of like sent it out to people because we wasn't even going to waste our time like that. And so Donald, you know, me and him hand selected everybody that came in. He had the final say on everyone. And so he picked pretty much everybody that was in there. So Shanice was one of those people that got picked.
And
so
you know what else?
That tells you how dope of a singer she is. Yeah.
And shout out too to China. Remember China Orr?
Yeah. She's doing her thing with who's she with now? I forget.
She's in commercial. She's in that new Burger King commercial that's out. She's doing commercials and stuff. So matter of fact, if you watch the commercial and it's the girl and the other people sitting around the table and Shanice gets up, China gets up and sing and stuff. So congrats.
Yeah.
To her for getting into commercials now.
Listen, Donald ain't picking nobody because let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you the truth. We were at the audition, and so there were a couple people that I kind of like gave some pushback. If y'all know me, like I'd be getting a chance to deal with these celebrities, and I do be giving some pushback sometime. I default to the final say, but if I really believe in something, I'm gonna stand up to it. I hadn't even met Dietrich yet, and I was like, no, I think we need to do da. And he went with it, like, you know. Donald was the same way. I had a couple people that I was like, no, I really think you should get these two in there. They gonna do. Now that wasn't Shanice. She wasn't one of those ones, or China. But there were a couple people. I'm not gonna say who those people were. I'm just gonna say the conversations back and forth between me and Donald was, nah, I don't think they'll be good for it. And I was like, trust me, they're going to be your best one. If you just, I'll work with them until they become it. I'll take it on the chin. And they ended up being some of the best ones like this. So, you know, Donald had a trust for me in that sense. But everybody else, like, I mean, we had to come to an agreement of who was picked. And I'm telling you, we were doing like group auditions. Let me show you how genius Donald Lawrence is. He can pick out voices from a group. He was like, no, her tone was da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, how did you even hear that? Like, I knew it because I knew the person, but I'm like, how did you know that? You don't know her. Like,
wow.
I remember one person in particular, he told me, he said, man, her he loved her tone and the richness of her was Amina. Remember?
Yeah.
Amina was one of the first people. He was like her, and when he did the run with the Sopranos, he said, Tony Sean, your ears are
no, not Amina. Amina wasn't.
No,
you
Amina on the alto section. He complimented Amina because he went to her and told her.
I don't remember Amina. Amina was there?
Yeah, Amina did it when we did the, not Goshen, but when we did the choir went into the
Oh, got you. Yeah, because we did do studio stuff. That's right. I always forget that we did.
On Goshen.
In case y'all didn't notice, Zeke like a new X are on the Goshen project. We're uncredited on there, but we are definitely, when you hear a lot of those background things that's going on and some of the fill up of the sound, that was me and my choir doing that. Yeah.
And he gave Amina, but in the other part with the run was when he gave Nishan that thing about her ear. And Nishan is an amazing person.
Mm-hmm. He put together a phenomenal soprano section with Nashawn, Brittany. Shanice, were you on the soprano side? And then Lauren.
And then it was.
But I feel like it was only 3 of them, but it could have been 4. Although we didn't really sing.
Jasmine Jones too was part of that too.
She was on the alto side.
Right?
Yeah.
And Tamika.
Yep. And then Tamika, that's when her father passed. God rest his soul. So she wasn't able to do it with us, but for the final performance. But she was in there. Yeah. He took the first set of altos that came through. He was like, no, just give me the first set of altos. Like this, as a group, they were already blended. They was already like, he was like, nah, we don't even need to worry about nobody else. Just give me them. Like, I was like, I agree. Let's go.
That was an amazing experience though, watching Donald work. That goes back to the idea that I'm gonna text you and Rich in a minute. That Zeke, we talked about. Well, Rich, we got to put you in on the idea, but if we can pull this one off, you think the TGA and BRL awards or something? This idea is gonna be crazy.
Don't tell them too much now.
No, can't tell you nothing else, but it's gonna be crazy.
Okay.
And Ari, congrats on everything you're doing. I just thought about Ari the other day.
Aww.
Yeah, it was flat on that soprano side. So that explains. That explains.
But he was, so the soprano side was the one that we were kind of, we were going back and forth about all of them, obviously. But the soprano side, he was really particular about one point. He was like, I'm really hard on sopranos because I can't stand flat sopranos. Like, Donald was so particular about that. He was like, I need the tone. He don't like scratchy sopranos and flat sopranos. And that's how he develops the sound that he gets. And so we had some very heavy voices on the soprano side and a couple voices that were a little bit lighter, like a little bit more scratchy to give it that edge of tone. And the blend just became like.
Yeah, they did great. So shout out to everybody who was in Goshen at work.
Yeah. Boy, that was a good time. That was a tiring time.
You know, and hopefully when it comes back around soon, because he had mentioned he still haven't got to do it. He had to get stuff in order. If they have when it comes back around. Speaking of something that Zeke is a part of is Fred Hammond's Hood Book, which is coming up, and Fred is about to do a stage play, and we're going to be holding auditions soon. And you will hear the date and information first here on Zeke Lock in the morning. So make sure you guys that are actors and singers stay tuned, because we're going to make it's a national touring play that's going to be going out. So Rich, man, how was church this past Sunday, Pastor Rich?
Church was good, man. We had a good time. You know, we're talking about right now this month, financial increase. That's what we're focusing on. Biblical principles to help you and practical principles to help you increase financially. So it's been pretty awesome.
And nothing too, man, Rich. Shout out to you and your wife last week. You all were great together.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. That was great.
That was a lot of people hitting me up about it. It was
about Friday. I'm so mad I missed that. Like, so I was on and I couldn't hear nothing. Like,
dude, it was really
nothing.
It was awesome. It was an amazing show. Friday.
Yeah, it was. It was good. It was fun. Shout out to Shatay, my wife. Awesome. It was a great time.
And so, like, Rich earlier, oh my God, you're a pastor now. I remember you from BRL.
Oh, hey, what's happening?
Rich was the business manager
right now. But
he was part of the whole admin team over there at BRL.
Yeah.
Because I remember Rich, I went to ask Rich when he was in the church in his office, that back office, I think. I went there and said, hey, man, you know, blah, 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 blah. Oh, wait a minute. Shout out to Benika Holyfield. She said Benika been trying to watch. Benika was an original radio host with us, so shout out to Benika and Tiana, you know.
Yes, indeed.
I'm trying to think of the unimportant people.
unimportant. This guy.
Just kidding. I'm not gonna mention those people.
How do y'all work with Eric? Like, how is it working with Eric? Has everybody
hard.
has ever worked with Eric? I want to hear some stories about that.
That's what we need. We need an Eric Appreciation Day where we just tell the real story so y'all can see.
The good, the bad, the ugly, the great, all of it.
It is the great Lehman Gray. The great Lehman Gray.
Oh, bye.
Hey, y'all, let me talk about Lehman for a minute. Because I know Lehman since he was a teenager. Lehman was a bad kid. But let me tell you something. Lehman has always been talented. When I pulled Lehman in, one of the first gigs we did, I was called to put some vocals together for Kim Burrell. And
that right there, you got to already be talented to do that.
They hit me as like,
I'd be scared to do her.
I put together some crazy. Let me tell you the truth.
You're going viral.
I put together some crazy singers for her. Lehman laid that out. Then we moved forward. I got a call about Kurt Franklin coming to Chicago. I'm going to put this out there now because I couldn't do it. Him and Ty Tripp did a concert. And they were doing auditions for background. They were looking for a group out of Chicago to back up Kurt on this thing. That's when he did the Looking For You album. Not Looking For You. The one with Hero. Was the Hero album?
Yeah, that's Looking For You on that album.
Yeah, that record.
I remember bumping that album at Olivet, boy.
Kirk did a promo. We were downtown Chicago. Him and Ty were in concert together. And they said, we need some vocals. And they did these big auditions for choir. And this is what I tell people. It's good to know people, man. So I called ahead. And I knew the judge and said, hey, I'm sending some people down there. So all these people were in line to audition. The group I was working with, which was Lehman, the other ones was the first ones in the line. First and second. They went in, sang. They had it. So all the other people in line, sorry, y'all never was going to get it. It was people was up the block lined around the building. But I said that to say Lehman vocal arranged that too. And Lehman has went on to co-write and co-produce Fred Hammond records, vocal stuff for Kiera Sheard record, for Sean Mitchell's record. Lehman did the vocal, some of the engineering and vocal things for the Stella Awards when Beyonce and them were there. Lehman was the guy behind the board there, calling the shots. So shout out to Lehman, who's an amazing singer, worship leader, and talented writer.
Oh.
But a Lehman story, Lehman great bad story, bad kid Lehman story. Gotta say, the Lehman on being a married man now. Lehman was crazy. I was a counselor of all people. I counseled teenagers in the summer. Revamped. Yep, they put us right on the rise and made us quiet. You ain't like it. And I jumped up in there and I didn't do no rehearsal, but I was standing on the side singing. Lehman. I never forget Lehman was what I call. I had him and a couple of friends who I feel bad for saying this now, but back in the day, the summer camp had kids. It was like hundreds of kids there. Now, I was on the council with me and some other counselors.
Right.
So sometimes some of the younger boys would get beside this thing, and I couldn't pop them like I would. So I would get Lehman and them to beat them up. So move forward. I'll never forget we were at the beach, and it was time to go home. And Lehman, I know you remember this. And I was standing on the shore because I can't swim. I'm like, come on out the water, everybody. And Lehman and them being teenage boys, starting, shut up, and all this kind of stuff. And they swam way out in the water with some little girls. They have to dance with these girls and all this old wild stuff. I was so mad. I'm like, come here. I was hollering. And Lehman was out there in the water laughing at me and making fun of me that whole time. Lehman, see, you remember, I was so mad, but Lehman has become somebody that I truly respect.
Yeah.
And I look at dude, and I'm proud of you for everything you're doing. So, Lehman, I gave you that shout, that proud stuff.
Shout out to Lehman.
So cash at me for that.
Cash at him for that.
Lehman said I was screaming. I was hollering, get out the water. Hugging on these girls and rubbing on these girls and just shut up, nigga. I was mad at them. I was mad. There was nothing I can do about it but watch about the water. But yeah, man, shout out to Lehman. So it's some talented people, man. But yeah, and if people share the stories about me in the comments about stuff like if they end up doing that, don't say anything crazy because you're gonna need me again.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to John Johnson real quick. John, he joins in with us every day. We always talk about him. He's good. He's over on the Instagram side. Y'all know you can't see the Instagram comments over here, so I gotta shout him out when I see him.
John Johnson, he played our Sebastian, which is a character in the murder mystery, and he killed it. Oh my goodness.
Hey, that's right. He was in your thing. Yeah.
And oh my God, that man sang that song. So I'm grateful for
John Johnson.
love with John.
John is a great dude. And BRL, John was my roommate on some of them a couple of times at church. John,
I know John got some stories with Eric. I know.
Oh God. Just man. I did some crazy stuff, but man, you know what? Everything that I've done, man, I'm appreciative of it. You know, think about this, Rich. When we started those award shows, man, that was all created. The only reason I did that, man, was because I'm like a lot of young people. Because if you remember, we were able to take. I had access to the Stellars, so we were taking BRL people to the Stellars to get to hang out, work backstage, learn the business and stuff. It was a great opportunity. But I thought about it, man, a lot of people can't pay $200 tickets to go to the Stellars. So we started the BRL Awards. And who knew on a Thursday night, Victory Apostolic Church, it was Victory or Victory something.
Y'all did Victory one year, y'all did New Faith one year.
And Victory, thank you, because we was shaking. We was like, man, everybody come on Thursday night. Everybody told me that was a dumb night. And we packed out the church that night. And the following year, we packed it out. The following year, we did it. So shout out to Tracy, Nina, brother Nina Haskins.
That one we did with.
He said, "Brother Nina Haskins."
That one we did with Mary, man. That was memorable, boy. That was something else.
The Mary was a crazy one. We had Cece and I had Jonathan come. He was Cece's favorite. Eric Dawkins was there. And
John said y'all did New Beginnings one year. He's on Instagram. He said yes, he has stories of you.
Don't keep them to himself. Take them to the grave.
Lecrae was there.
Lecrae was there. He was at New Faith. I was there when Lecrae was there.
Right, that's it.
And
that's when dude forgot the lyrics to the song and he started talking about his.
Wait. Let me talk.
I don't want to post nobody. I ain't saying no names. I'm just saying the person who was doing. Hey, this might be your friend. I don't want to get you in trouble. But Lecrae came out. He was so gracious.
He was.
He was so gracious. Prayed for the dude because he had a thing that was going on. I get it. Sometimes
I'm give a backstory on that too. That award show for Lecrae was amazing.
Yeah.
And shout out to Kiera Shear for all the years of your support and showing up and you know fussing when you didn't like certain stuff and not fussing when you did. That show was particularly special, that last award show, because we did something at BRL that had not been done since 2000. We pulled together Fred and his whole commission group back together.
I was there for that one. Yeah,
they had not been together in years.
I told you that was my first time meeting Fred. Like he would never remember that he met me that night because I was at the door. Like he'd never remember that he met me that night. Yeah, you know. But that was the first time I met Fred. I was starstruck. Boy. Yeah, like he walked past and I was like, he was like, he did one of them things. You know, one of them Fred things. Bless us, bro. Like one of them kind of things. He was like bless us, bro. We had them. We even had Kurt Franklin did a video. Remember, Kurt did the video of Sappers because he couldn't be there. Yeah.
Burrell.
Yeah.
We had
Richard Smallwood.
Rich Smallwood was in the audience.
He was in the audience.
And the thing about Lecrae said, my whole tour schedule is booked. He said, what's the date y'all got? I told him. He said, oh, that's my only free day on the calendar. I'm like, see, it was meant to be.
Mm-hmm. And he was there. He was there.
And shout out to my man Justin Francis with the Soul Wars, because Justin used to come over and check out what he was doing. And Justin has now done the Soul Wars, taking that to a whole.
I want to see him win. I really want to see the Soul Awards. It's like you know, I wasn't there to see the Stellar Awards come up. You know what I mean? I was too young, but to see his thing start small and keep growing year after year, Justin, I'd love to have Justin on the show one day just to talk about that process because that's.
Was it recently, right?
Last week.
Yeah, he just had it.
Last Monday, I think. A week ago today, I think.
So shout out to Justin.
Yeah.
What you're doing to your wife, man, and your church family, and Soar Radio, for the love they used to show LXW back in the day.
Yeah.
When we were going there for stuff. But man, I think all three of us together have made impact on so many people's lives and done things that expose. Think about this. because of you, Zeke, because of you, Rich, because stuff we've done, we've been put people on stages with their heroes. I remember when BRL did the 1390 Peace Jam, and we were only there to sing with Dorinda. And I think you was there, Rich. You was on the stage by me, sitting over by me. And they were only there to do Dorinda.
Yep.
And Kim Burrell, was it Kim? And everybody else heard them. It was like, hey, have them stay up there for me. The band, stay up there for me. The singer, stay up there for me. So we've taken kids and people in the city who has never had this opportunity. And just like with the organization Rich we did with BRL, took it from 2 states to a national, international thing. We had chapters in Japan, in Africa, in London. And when Kiera had them conferences, you couldn't get in the door to see that stuff. And that was something and that's when we saw groups take off. The Walls group was there. Mark, and it opened up the door for so many people. The birthing of BRL.
Speak it.
I'm getting him on there for her. We were talking about. I'm gonna set it up for her. The Vanity Awards, I remember them. But that's how I look back.
They just got sponsored on WGN.
Oh, dope.
See these award shows. I love to have award show people on here. Like what the process, because award shows, I think it is good to do these different award shows because it's not. I don't think it should just be like, well, this just should be one award show, just the Stellas. I'm like, no, give me like 6 of them mugs because that means 6 people. You got 6 chances to win an award. Like, and for people to put their voice in. And say what you've done. Like, I remember doing that thing for Dietrich up in Rockford, Eric. Remember this? You'll remember this, that they did. And he said out of all of his years, nobody had ever done, like, an appreciation thing for him. Out of all those years. Like, he was crying when he said it. Like, nobody in all these years has ever done an appreciation for me for what I've done in this game.
That's the crazy part. Because I just feel like, man, all of us together, I'm grateful for both of you too. All of us, man, we have, God has just used us to change so many people's lives.
I'm gonna fix you right there. I'm gonna push back just a little bit. And it's only in one word. I'm only gonna change one word. You said God has used us. I'm gonna fix that and say God is using us. Some of us may have sat down for a minute, but I don't think it's done yet. That's what today's whole thing is.
Right, so let's fix that using, because I got some stuff right now that I'm gonna share with y'all after the thing.
It ain't done yet. You ain't over yet, man.
It ain't. And to be he took a bunch of those kids out of Chicago and made them people that other groups tried to emulate. He took what Zeke and LXW was.
Don't start me on that.
And I'm gonna talk about this.
I gotta stop my camera for that one. I gotta stop my camera for that one.
When Donald Lawrence said, I tried to put together Serve Baptist and I tried to put together a group to do what y'all doing.
You ain't supposed to be saying names, man.
You know me. I don't care about the people. Anybody get mad, oh well. But this is a compliment.
These views are brought to you by
by
Eric Ryder.
I did. But no, I said their names.
Zeke has no association.
These are my bros, y'all, because me and Serve Baptist had a good time last time we saw you. We had the Corey Henry concert at APC. They started a shouting beat. Me and him was like shouting together. We was having a fun time, man. I love that dude.
We're all right with me. All right.
I love Serve, man. He's hilarious. He's a wild child.
The thing is, they saw something in Zeke that we thought we were just doing as a group for fun. But other groups all over was trying, it was an emulation of what Zeke and New X are doing. Not knocking nobody from Chicago, people like New Direction and Joshua Troop and G3 and everybody. Because there's some talented groups coming up in Chicago right now. Some talented groups. But at that point, LXW just had something special on them. And for that season, just like what BRL Chicago had something. Wasn't nobody getting no gigs when it was out. Wasn't nobody getting none when LXW. And it's the thing of, because I think the hearts of everybody.
And then that was New X. That was New X when we started working with Donald. We were already, I had already left LXW by that time. So that was my own thing. Because that's when we were in the studio that time. And Donald, so I got a chance to hear a lot of the Goshen project before. And when I heard that thing bust through them speakers at Pressure Point, man, I was like, oh my God. Like, I need to go back to the drawing board. And Donald gave me some, and Eric, I think you were still in there. I know Jason was there. I got a few people that vouch for this story. And Donald said, "Nah, keep doing what you're doing, because 5 years from now, the whole world will be just catching up to it."
Yeah.
So Eric's story, what he's saying in this story was essentially they were trying to do something. And this goes back to the LXW days, because the people that came with me to New X, most of them came out of LXW. And this is what we're saying. You don't even realize the amount of years it takes, because they were trying to do the trap choir, remember? And like, you know, Chicago is a choir city, but you know, we ain't jumping around doing all that. We ain't moving around. I'm not saying there's not some groups that's out there doing that, because it is. BRL was one of them. It was like, we got folks that's got the wild energy and all that stuff. But the reality is that you know, we was just wild. We just had our own wave, our own thing. And Donald told me straight up in the studio, straight up told me, keep doing what you're doing, because everybody's going to try to catch up to about 5 years from now. Like, that's literally what he told me. And then so now, you know, then I got discouraged in the process and sat down for a while. And then, you know, I watched a lot of people win awards and other things like that with the very concepts that they got from me. And I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not trying to knock. I'm really not trying to knock. I'm really not. I'm just saying, like, I know that when God puts something inside of you, man, you go with it, because even if you don't get the fruits of it, like, it put it out there into the world, it put it out there into the space. And if somebody else wins from it, they won with something that you put out there, which means it blessed people. And that's what you in it for. And then, hey, guess what? I took a win.
Yeah. And that's what I think I like what you did with that example with Abraham, man. That was dope. I like what you're doing even now, Eric, with what you got. What is it, Brandon in Sacramento? What are you doing with
Anthem Nights?
Anthem Nights.
They do anything,
man.
You know,
that's like
Anthem was already
choir.
Brandon and them already well oiled. So
Yeah.
he just coming in, and now they switching management, and I'm helping with some stuff and stuff. So I appreciate them too. Their live recording was last night. We talked about that when Spell was there, and man, that's something new.
Yeah,
there's so much happening, man, with people, you know, and I'm proud of everything that all of us have accomplished. What they say.
John said BRL was an extra large praise team.
It was extra large.
He said it was an extra large praise team.
Super sized.
Man, them dudes could sing though, boy.
Yeah, Nick. That's because Nick McCree is like a little genius. Like him and his team coming up with those arrangements and stuff. Man, that was.
Oh, Nick.
That was.
And see, when Nick took over BRL, I met Nick because at the time when he was the drummer. Yeah. Brandon Avery Smith was the director. And when Brandon ended up, you know, leaving, moving away and stuff, it's like, man. And then it was like, Nick teach stuff, and it was like, all right, you're the director. But that thing, you know.
And that's exactly how Eric worked, guys.
Y'all think I'm joking? He literally works like that. Like y'all, the reason I got the LXW gigs because Eric told Dietrich that he had a director already. No, he gonna do it. He said he gonna do it. And meanwhile, I was denying the whole time. I was like, because I had just left BRL because Kiki had just shut it all down. Right. Like I came into BRL working with the teenage choir. They wanted to start like a teenage wing, so Chicago was gonna be the pilot for that. We ended up calling it Phase 2. It was like a whole thing, and then like a year in, like before we got off the ground for real, the thing got shut down. I was like, man, I ain't doing no more youth choir stuff. I ain't even doing music no more. I was on my way to Florida. I ain't even lying. Right. So Eric started hitting me up talking about, hey man, you want to direct a youth choir? Like it's gonna be big, man. I'm telling you that. I'm like, nah, I ain't doing it. This man was calling everybody, my mama, my girlfriend, friends of mine. He called my sister. He called me about 12 times, and I kept saying, nah, man, I ain't trying to do no youth choir. Then finally he told me, he was like, all right, look, man, I ain't supposed to tell you this, but you ever heard of Dietrich Haddon and LXW, League of Extraordinary Worshipers? I'm like, yeah, they just did we was waiting on that music for when we was doing BRL. He was like, yeah, so you gonna bring it to Chicago, and I already told him that you was the director, and he said, cool, like he looked at your stuff, and he liked you. He said, yeah, you can't do it unless it's you. So Eric was blowing me up because he had already made a promise that I was saying no to.
Yeah. So that's why that phrase "be also ready." That's for real with him. Like,
once he said Dietrich and LXW, I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'll do. That's not a youth choir." I'm like, "That ain't no youth choir. I'll do that."
See, Dietrich was calling it that churchy youth choir, and that's what Dietrich was saying. So I was saying what he was saying, but we all, man, have seen some amazing things happen.
Hey, like, Eric, I got to give you this. I gotta give you a quick comment that just came on Instagram. This is from John again. He said, "I don't think I ever told Eric thank you. You had me open for J Moss when my single dropped. So thank you for that opportunity."
He sure did. I forgot about
Wow.
that because I used to throw release parties. I did Moss, Trinity 5-7, Out of Eden, and my girls are back. It was my chick.
Wait, let me pause. Zeke, do you remember when Trinity 5-7 came to Olivet? Were you?
I feel like I was there. Was it Trinity 5-7? I remember when Out of Eden came to
Out of
Olivet.
Eden, that's what it
Yeah.
was.
That was like my first year there, I think. And Out of Eden came through Olivet. And
Them my girls, man.
But anyway, go
listen,
ahead.
I was like, who is that? I thought there was some new students at Olivet. I was, Doc, who are those chicks? It already wasn't a whole lot of black girls at Olivet, but I was like, I'll risk it all, bro. Who are they? Just who are they?
They just, matter of fact,
They here for Shine. They here for Shine.fm. Oh, they are artists. Oh, okay.
It's like, oh, and you know what? They are back. So shout out to them. They got a new record. They just dropped. They back out in the game right now. But man, it's been a good ride, and we about to get started.
That's what she said.
I did leave it open for that. She said that's what she said. Jeez. So we got
Jesus, make me mature.
We have sponsors now, guys. We have sponsors now.
That's right. We got sponsors.
Yeah.
Sorry, my sponsors. I love y'all, but I'm very immature sometimes.
No.
And so you know what?
That's true, man.
Let's go.
You've been very good to people, man. You've been good to people, and if you don't think that you've done good work, like and really putting people on and helping them, bro, let me be the one to tell you. Because Eric, y'all don't know this about Eric, for real, man. He doesn't put some of your favorite major artists on. Like, you start going down that list and realizing I'm talking some of the biggest names.
But
I mean that for real.
We all got something happening now, and I'm excited to see what happens next.
Yeah,
honestly.
Me too.
And I meant to say this. What I was saying earlier, Nina, Tracy, Nick McCree, Jeremy Allen, all of you all that made that what it was. Thank you. Thank you for your work with BRL, Couture, everybody that was in there. Thank you guys. And I think I never told all of you all thank you.
Aww.
So, all of these years,
man.
Because we were doing so much.
Let's go.
Thank all of you guys for your contribution, how you all set a lot of you all on courses for your life. Same thing, because I literally sat and texted every BRL member, LXW member the other day and said thank you. Everybody. I looked up a list from 2014 all the way down and said everybody in Memphis.
That's a lot of people.
We
had hundreds go through there. So like that.
I hit everybody. Everybody, only people who didn't get one would be anybody that like rest in peace, Fred and
man,
Little Mark.
Yeah.
Like that. Did Little Mark pass?
Yeah. Like a year ago or so, a little over that. Yeah.
Little Mark and all these people and
Big Fred and Little Mark, man. We actually had people that passed on, man. That was tough. Fred was especially tough, because Fred was one of those like core people. Like everywhere we went, he was quick to drive. Like he was a bus driver and a truck driver, and so when he was a bus driver, like he had access to buses, and literally, like there were times where we needed to go stuff that wasn't even for us sometimes, and we needed to go places to do stuff. And Fred was like, "Nah, I'll get a bus for you," and then drove, and then would still get up and sing. And if you ever seen me perform, we ain't just up there swaying back and forth. We're jumping around. We running up and down the stage. And then sometimes we would take like a 5-hour trip and get right back in the bus or the car and drive back. And Fred would drive there, still perform. We'd be like, Fred, we'll get you a hotel so you can sleep for a minute. No, I want to be on the stage. That's what I love to do. And then get back in the car and drive us home. And then make sure everybody was like dropped off where they needed to be. Like, so we lost him, and that was just... Man, that was devastating, man.
So, rest in peace, Fred, and every single person that's been a part of anything that Rich, Zeke, or myself has ever done.
My cousin said we need a Zeke Lock album ASAP.
It's coming.
It is. It really actually is this time. It really is. We're actually in the conversations. I've been saying that for a minute, but it actually really is. So now it's just in those phases. That's why we're talking about Sydney on here. when I said I didn't forget to call him. Like it's real. It's really like happening. They liking what they hear. So
he would call me $2,000. Rich Holmes, what's coming up with Homes to Home Management? Rich, what you got in the works?
Man, you know what? We anticipating the Zeke lockout. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, we're focused on with the mystery melodies right now. That's picking up steam. Those that's interested in a different way of having fun, of entertainment. We do mystery melodies all over. We create them. We have a good time with them. But yeah, that's our biggest thing. We're getting ready for a summer jam. We're thinking about a pool party. And we also thinking about, like we talked about before, a Halloween theme party where a mystery happens and a murder mystery happens there. So stay on the lookout. That's what we plan on now. We also building this show to be one of the best shows out here. That's one of my focuses for the summer coming up. So HSH Management, we got artists, Ari, she got something coming out. Jamaica is working on some really good music. I know y'all just heard the Ronda theme song on the right. Jamaica's one of the artists that manages as well.
Jamaica's a better artist than she realized she is.
She really is.
When she really realizes who she is and she get that super swag about her, she gonna be she gonna be all right.
For sure. And then
she's gonna make a lot of people a lot of money.
I got a major project that's coming out this summer. I'm sure we're gonna have the person that's putting it together come on the show and talk about the whole process. But I'll put you in it's a movie that's coming out, and so I'm part of that process. And HSH Management is working with that as well. Coming out hopefully this summer. So, but the filming will be going on in April. So, but we'll talk about that. I'm sure later on in the weeks to come on the show.
Absolutely.
That's what we got going on HSH Management. We stand fire. We trying to stay busy. We trying to stay busy around
here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We only got 2 minutes left.
I know I told y'all it comes up on 10 o'clock and we'd be like, what is happening? Like, how in the world does,
Murder Mystery DC. I see you, JC. Yeah, we talking about it actually for real conversation. You already know why.
Place too. Matter of fact, I got a spot in Atlanta, Rich. I can send you that you may want to go to.
Yeah, we actually
set up for that kind of stuff.
When we did the show, we got about 3 people that reached out in different cities. So one was LA, one was Atlanta, and one was DC. So again, shout out to you guys for letting us come on and do our promo and do what we do. So I'm glad to be a part of the team here at Zeke Live.
And tomorrow, our special guest is Jeremy Sanders from Houston, Texas, recording artist, pastor, all around good guy.
Yeah.
Big in his community. He's our guest tomorrow. And I'll do my closings. Thank y'all for joining us. God loves you. I say that every day. I give it over to Zeke and Rick.
Thank you, E. Rich, give us your, you got to give us your final words and all that stuff like that. Well, your final words for today's show. I'll make sure I'm clear.
We talked a lot. I hope you heard it. Some good stuff. From what I heard, it was talking about seed, time, and harvest. In the time, God is giving you time. He's giving you a voice, and He's giving you His word. Do something with it. I'll holler at you.
As y'all know, as Eric said already, I'm trying to load this file up. Jeremy Sanders will be with us on Mañana. This is him right there. He's going to be with us tomorrow, our special guest. We had the day wrong. He's tomorrow, not today. So there you go. There's that. So we will definitely have him on tomorrow. I'm excited for what that's going to be because he's got a cool story. I've already got a bunch of stuff I've loaded up about him. Y'all listen, I love y'all. I'm so glad that y'all was with us. Rich, we always got to do. We forgot to pray for the people. You got to pray for the people before you get out of here.
Okay, let's pray. Father, for this time of coming together with these, your great people, help us to continue to be the light. Help us to do some impactful things with the time that you have given us. And Lord God, let us not worry about what's going on in the right now, but let's focus on in the future and then what things to come. God, we thank you for this great day. Let it be the best day that we ever have, and we give you glory for it now. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right, y'all. Listen, y'all, it's been a great show. I want to say thank you to Rich and Eric. Of course, the conversation was amazing. I'm so sorry, y'all. We had the day wrong for our special guest, but he will be here tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. Houston, y'all make sure y'all tune in to hear Jeremy Sanders because we're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of music. He's into music. He's a pastor. He's a radio host. He's a musician. He's just excellent at everything he does. And he's just a cool dude. So we're going to share some of those stories and everything. I hope today was impactful for you. I hope that today was as impactful and encouraging for you as it was for me, because I'm actually very, very encouraged today. So thank y'all I'm glad that it went the way that it did. So y'all make sure y'all have an excellent day. I hope that I hope that you were encouraged by something that was said. You got more inside of you than you may even realize that you have. So do not give up, do not give in, and don't even think about throwing in the towel. It's going to be a good day today, and it's going to be a good week this week. Make sure you tune in, share, subscribe. If you have not subscribe. If you have not already subscribed, make sure you're over on YouTube. I'm telling you, the experience for this is much better over on YouTube. I know we got more people on Facebook, but do me a favor. If you got YouTube, if you got Gmail, you got YouTube. So just, if you're watching on YouTube, you can turn it on and you can go about your day and treat this like a radio show. It really is that cool over there. And we want to try to push that over on the YouTube side, because I just feel like it's a better experience than everywhere else. Please don't mute me, Facebook, for saying that, but it just is what it is. So y'all go and check that out. So all of my Instagram people who are watching, we hate that we can't put your comments up here, but we've been tracking it a little bit better. So thank y'all for tuning in. Again, I love y'all. You're tuned in. You're locked in with Zeke Live in the morning. We are a great way to start your day. So do just that. Have a great day. Holla.
I'm so fly, 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 I'm so fly.